But at that, who's ready to start a visual novel game called Koncolos? Part 1. Alright, so we have a mysterious figure. The sea is in the shape of a moon. Wonder if that means something. Uses an auto-save feature. We can't continue because we don't have a game. Started. Here we go. A little quiet. Turn it up a little bit. Alrighty. Shall we begin? New game. Start the game. I already played the prologue. Skip the first 4 chapters. Oh yeah, this game actually had a prologue come out. So you can play the prologue preemptively. And so if you did that, you can start after the prologue, which makes me wonder if there are choices in the prologue that matter. If you could skip it, there may not be choices that matter. Whatever the case, let's begin. September 13th, 2021, Ankara. Today's the first day of my new job. All I want is to work in a peaceful workplace where no one will bother me. I don't want anyone to figure out who I am. During yesterday's job interview, I might have exaggerated my experience in the waiter career to be accepted for the job. The profession I previously pursued is somewhat unrelated. However, I can't mention it to the new boss, owner Bay, who is also the owner of this place. Because now I want to stay as far away as possible from the prophecies, charms, dark spirits, and the sacred battle with them that have been at the center of my life since childhood. Whew, that's pretty deep right off the bat. Like, intrigued, mysterious intro, just straight up. Or to be more precise, I have no other choice. After what happened, I can't go back there anymore. That's why I thought this place is quite suitable for working and making a fresh start. All I have to do is work quietly without anyone noticing and go straight home when the shift is over. No shopping, no parties, no friends. After a few years, I'm sure no one will remember. I can achieve this. My only customer is the woman over there. She's been sitting absent-mindedly for a while, occasionally writing and drawing something on a piece of paper. Wonder what she could be writing. Maybe she's keeping a journal. Perhaps she's writing these lines. I sensed something strange in the waiter at the bar. One of those types who mess everything up and then disappear without taking any responsibility. Ha ha! A little bit of projection there, huh? It's as if he wanted to escape from his past but couldn't get too far. He's hiding in a corner, hoping the danger will pass. I hope he won't come up to me and try to explain himself, claiming that everything was just a misunderstanding. No, if I'm really going to make a fresh start, I have to stop creating scenarios in my head where I end up torturing myself. Indeed, it's not a very crowded place. According to what my boss, owner Bay, said, people start coming in the late evening, and before that, except for a couple of regulars, not many people show up. That's good. I wouldn't be in contact with many people because my shift will be over in the evening. Except for you! Today I see some people in the street whom I've never seen before. Wonder who they are. What kind of people? It's hard to explain. They seem like strangers. They're looking around with curious eyes. Curious eyes, you say? Were they looking for something? I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. You're the new guy working here. Yeah, sure. What would you like to drink? Why so hasty? Well, how about an introduction? I'm Emil. I'm Eris. Sorry, I'm just excited about the new job. No problem. Nice to meet you. I'll have a bottle, if you don't mind. Here you go. Enjoy. Are you referring to them? No, I can't happen this quickly. Moreover, it wasn't a major incident that would lead to people taken to the streets. Perhaps I'm overreacting. Paranoid a bit, are we? After everything that happened to me, I've thought a lot about what to do and where to start. What does a person need to deserve a life without pain, without troubles, and with humility? Living a straightforward life without drawing too much attention shouldn't be this difficult. Hi. Welcome. Your name is Eris, right? How do you know that? How do I know what? How do you know me? Know you? Of course I don't. Owner told me yesterday that someone named Eris would start working here. They're gonna catch on to you, Eris, if you keep that up. Alright then. Why did you panic? I didn't panic. I just didn't understand. I thought I knew you and panicked. Have you recently committed a crime that would cause a stir in society? Am I guessing right? Oh no! I definitely haven't done anything like that. I'm just kidding. Calm down. I understand you. Sometimes I feel like everything's overwhelming me too. The best solution to such problems is to take a step back. Actually, I've been thinking about running away from here for a while. Running away? To where, for example? I don't know. Maybe Germany. Probably they wouldn't take me. When someone really wants to leave, they find a way. Anyway, I apologize if I unintentionally made you easy. My name is Vadim. Nice to meet you. Can I have a pint? Nice to meet you. Enjoy. Did I treat him wrong? Because of my paranoia, I might have given him a cold and distant answer. Apart from being rude, I am suspicious of people. Should get along with the customers. You mentioned going to Germany as well. I've been thinking about that too. Escaping to a distant place could solve all my problems, but I couldn't do it. There's a chapter in that famous Italian epic, how Dante abandons Virgil to get to heaven from purgatory. That's how people see migrating to Germany. They think that a plane ticket will carry them to the heavens under the envious eyes of those stuck in limbo. I was pissed at the hero of the book for his hypocrisy, but I can't fault those who leave now, because there are few things as depressing as not knowing what to do. Hi. Did Owner Bay tell you what you need to do? Yes. Cleaning and serving and other things? Okay. You must be the waiter who works the evening shift. Your name is Denise, right? Yes. I'm Eris. Nice to meet you. It's 8 o'clock now. You can leave if you want. Okay, thank you. And just like that, she vanished. What a strange woman. Anyway, my shift for today is over. I can go home. September 14th, 2021. What's this? It looks like a comic book. The drawings are a bit amateurish. The woman from last night must have forgotten it. Are you there as usual? Okay, I'm coming too. What nonsense are you talking about? I can't leave you alone in such a situation. How? Who's with you? The best ones? School of Monster Hunters? I've never heard of that. What are they doing? Are they doing what I think they are? So they're chasing a monster. I can't believe you. You're telling it like it's a funny thing. Bravo. So you'll be safe then. Who is it? Don't hang up the phone. Hello? It's not 10 p.m. yet. A monster? Why would she draw something like this? Is it... No, it must be a coincidence, I'm sure. I really don't want to remember these things again. It took me 3 months just to be able to leave my home. On the first day I went out, after wandering around a bit, I discovered this place. It's very close to my house. When I told Owner Bay that I wanted to work here, he accepted it without much questioning. He comes here now. What woman in the photo will not be served here? Understood? Hard to forget that face. Why? Did something happen? She caused a scene last night. They had a hard time calming her down. Scene? What was the reason? I don't know the reason. Be careful. I'm leaving for now. Good luck to you. Well, just like that. We work 2 shifts here. My shift starts at noon and ends at 8 in the evening. By the time I get home and change, it's already 9 p.m. I have dinner. Wait, I thought you said the place was close. And then after staring at the ceiling, the wall in front of me, and the desktop icon of the video game I wanted to play for a while, I go to bed and sleep. Hey, it's you again. How's it going? Emil, was it? Yeah. Did you hear about last night's incident? Yes, I just learned from Owner Bay. I don't know the details. What exactly happened? Last night while I was sitting calmly with Vadim, that woman approached. She seemed like she wanted to say something, but couldn't get to the point. I said, did you want to ask something? And then she asked an irrelevant question. What did she ask? She said, have you heard anything about a monster wandering around here? What are you thinking? Are you sure she asked that? Yes. What happened? Your face suddenly turned pale. Are you okay? Well, I'm okay. There's nothing wrong with me. I skipped breakfast today. That's why I may look weak. I see. It could also be tiring to stand all the time. Be careful and don't forget to eat some. Sure, thank you. Would you like something? I'll have a bottle. Enjoy. Hey, Richard. Did not occur to you that you would have to read the entire novel aloud? Yep. No, this can't be true. After everything I've been through, I don't deserve this. I had a very tough few months. Half of what I've been through happened to anyone else, they'd go crazy. I sometimes wonder if those were just dreams of motionless days. After that day, I don't want to talk to people. I was so afraid of what they might say that when someone approached me, I wanted to disappear into thin air. I wandered aimlessly in this neighborhood where my house is located. Sometimes my eyes got caught in the rain gutters on the roadside. I often wondered how it would feel to get filled there and then float away. But I can't do it. Feel the grates at the end of those rain gutters. I have claustrophobia. How's it going, Richard? Here it is, this place, the last stop where I can carry myself after those days. Hey, Nick. Respect you for reading it all. Hi, Richard. How's it going, Nick? Welcome, my new subscriber. So you said you wiped out all 16 fast track, no skips, and all 16 one laps, right? Oh, go ahead. Interrupt away. Not a problem. I'm doing this for you guys, so if you're not entertained by it, then that's on me. So absolutely, intervene, ask questions, whatever you want. So right now our stage is set where we have a guy who's escaping a childhood of creatures and perhaps magic, and he's setting a life in a new town and became a bartender. And then suddenly this one lady came in screaming at the patrons last night, wondering where our monster was. And I'm like, oh no, has my past followed me here already? And that's where we're at. So you know now as much as I do. Our protagonist, what's his name? Asan, or what? I forget his name already. I'm so bad with names. I'm just standing here. It seems simple, but it's quite the opposite. Even achieving what those hominids started millions of years ago, standing on two legs to be a nuisance to other animals requires serious effort and concentration. Well, that's a sentence. Oh, hey, you're back? Hey. That's right. Part one of how many parts? Well, I only put the parts as an inference of how many times I've started my stream. So this will be part one, and if I get through the whole visual novel tonight, then the game will only be one part. But if I end up going to tomorrow will be part two. It's not part one of the game, it's part one of my play of the game. And you'll be working on top 400. Ooh, that's right. You're doing Master Quest tonight, and where are you at in that? You've made it to Adult Link, right? You were doing the Forest Temple last I saw. So far, are there any choices? No, actually, I'm a little concerned about the choices. I think I read that there will be choices, but there was a prologue to this game, and it said I could skip the prologue the moment I started this, assuming that some people had played the prologue before the actual full game came out. And I'm wondering if there are no choices in the prologue, because if you can skip the prologue, then assumingly there is no important choices in the prologue. I don't know. We'll see. So you're about to start the Forest Temple. Okay, I thought you had just entered it. I saw you standing outside and you hook shot it up, and maybe I think that might have been where you last left off, right? If I'm not mistaken. Daphne's here. Hey! You're here, right? Are you okay? I'm fine, thanks. You seemed lost in thought, and I got curious. Oops, did I miss something? Sometimes it happens like that. There's nothing wrong with me. I understand, as long as you're okay. My name's Daphne. I'm Eris. Nice to meet you. Eris, can I have a pint? Owner Bay told me not to serve you. What? Why? Apparently something happened last night. Yeah, she's the one who went crazy. Oh yeah, we had a little argument, but it's not a big deal. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. Okay then. I'll just have a glass of water. I hope your dear boss won't mind. I can't tell. It's up to him. Come on. Who refuses someone asking for water? Alright. Just one thing I want to ask. What's this monster thing about? Last night you asked people around here about it. It's not important. Talking about it is unnecessary. You also mentioned a monster in the comic page you forgot here. Is there a connection? What? I forgot that comic page here? Is it with you now? Can I have it? Sure, take it. There's no need to panic. I saw you drawing something last night. Is there more to this story? You can keep the comic. I'll take a seat. Thanks for the water. Well, she's acting a little sus. She doesn't seem to know much. She didn't want to talk. I'm certain she doesn't recognize me, and that suffices. I'm uninterested in the rest. Okay, so he's talking about how he's concerned about whether or not she recognizes him from the past, from the childhood, the childhood he ran away from. Moreover, she appears to be genuinely charming. Had I not vowed myself not to forge new friendships? I shouldn't dwell on such thoughts. You see, I'm already feeling disheartened. I have no trouble in causing myself sadness. I ought to consider something to divert my attention. Perhaps acquiring a musical instrument is a good idea. It could offer a pastime for evenings spent at home. Hey, how's it going? What'd she say? Pardon? I mean the girl. What did she talk about? Oh, it was just a minor thing. Nothing worth mentioning. That's right. Don't make a big deal out of it. These things happen. Yes. What else did you talk about? Just some casual chit-chat. I forgot to ask yesterday. What's her name? Her name's Daphne. I'll get another bottle. Whoa. He's going strong, and it's early. Here you go. This isn't good. She's drawn the attention of other people. That's a problem? Like, I thought this woman was not allowed to come in. Well, there's nothing to exaggerate. It's just a one-time thing. Okay. It doesn't concern me. She's the other worker here. She works the night shift. I'm gonna ask you something. Sure? Your face looks very familiar. That wasn't a question. Anyway, maybe it just seemed that way to me. Shift is over. You can leave whenever you want. Thanks. What was that? She couldn't have recognized me, right? I should ask her tomorrow at the first opportunity to find out what she meant. I can't leave things to chance. Can't start a new life if everyone knows me. September 15th, 2021. In other words, day 3. I clean and serve. I never thought a simple life could feel so good for my soul. And the job's not hard. I can handle it. I was quite good at my previous job, too. If I hadn't lost my talent. What do you mean, lost my talent? Didn't I tell you that we won't serve that woman in the photo here? Did something happen again? What else? Can't you see the photo? There was another disturbance. They had a hard time separating them. Why was she here? I didn't actually serve anything this time. She asked for a glass of water and I didn't refuse. It's just water after all. She even caused a scene over water. Why did you give it to her? She asked for water. How could I refuse? You'll refuse. And from now on, you won't even give her water. That's it. I don't want any arguments or fights in my bar. All right, Owner Bay. Not even water. Why does she keep coming here? 2 nights of fights isn't good. I need to keep this woman away. I feel something bad might happen. Ah, it's you again, Meal. I guess you heard what happened yesterday. Yes, of course I heard what happened. Yes, I heard. What exactly happened? That woman, she started talking about monsters out of nowhere again. It's like the topic came up by itself, but of course it's not related. We were talking about something else. Very interesting. Don't tell Vadim that I mentioned this. He doesn't like these topics very much. He said, do you realize that monsters aren't real? And she's replied, you're saying that because someone wants you to think that way. And then the argument escalated. I guess there are people with strange beliefs. Many people don't believe in the existence of monsters. I don't know. Maybe. Would you like something? Yeah, I'll have another bottle. Well, enjoy. Denise is coming. Yesterday she said, your face looks very familiar. Should I ask her what she meant by that? Maybe I've raised more suspicions. I couldn't be sure. Still, I'll try to find out what crossed her mind, but she's not much of a talker. I might struggle to bring up the topic. You're here early too? Today? The shift hasn't even started yet. Yeah. It is getting colder. You're still in short sleeves, so it can't be that bad. Do you have something to ask me? You seem to be struggling. Me? No, nothing. Just making small talk. Tell me. I'm waiting. I'm serious. I don't have anything to ask. This is your last chance to be honest. The first sentence that comes out of your mouth right now, better be that question you want to ask. Otherwise, if I feel like something you say in the future was what you wanted to say right now, I won't answer it at all. That's pretty forward. Why did you say my face looked familiar yesterday? I knew you'd ask that. Aren't you going to answer? Why did you say that? Because I know you. I've seen you on the news. You've been quite popular lately. Look at that face. Don't be so upset. I hope you didn't expect not to be recognized in a place like this. I'm gonna get the orders. You can leave when your shift is over. Busted. I'm done. I have to leave here immediately. But where will I go? If I wasn't barely getting by in my life, I wouldn't really care about resigning or anything, but I really need the money. Forget about finding another job. No degree, no profession. Besides, we see how things are for others. Now I realize, apart from working here, I don't have a second plan. Tonight I need to think carefully and make a decision. Tomorrow I might need to talk to Owner Bay and resign. Oh no, he's back. Hello. Sorry, I can't serve you again. Is it about that conflict again? There's really nothing to make a fuss about. Glad I popped in for a minute to enjoy the stream. Thanks, Nick. Hey, if I end up wrapping this up early or whatever, I'll have to absolutely try and raid you, so... good luck with the Forest Temple. You seem to be getting all right with that Master Quest. Has there been anything like amazingly difficult about it? I should probably ask you before you were heading up, but like, or is it all kind of like, yeah, kind of makes sense? Or conflict? Let's call it a fight. In fact, let's make it plural fights. Look, it wasn't my fault, okay? There are things you don't know. What things do I not know? Never mind. Can I sit down? No, I'm sorry. You've attempted to hurt people. Me? I don't remember. If I unintentionally hurt someone, I apologize. Apologizing to me won't change anything. I'd say you go and talk to them, but they might not have calmed down yet, so it's probably best not to say anything for now. Understood. So, can I sit down if I don't say anything? No, that's impossible. Honor Bay was very angry. I don't think he'll allow it. Look, you said you liked my comics, right? If you let me sit, I've drawn one more page and I can give it to you. I can only draw here. Please, understand. Why? After that incident, I lost my old abilities. It's my fault. All that's left from them are these blackouts and dizziness. It's not easy. When these seizures first started, I thought I might have an illness and went to see a doctor. However, the doctor said my health was fine, and if my complaints persisted, I should consult a psychiatrist. I didn't pay much attention, because I just had a hard time standing. I did some research on the internet and learned about the mechanism that keeps people standing. A series of muscles called posterior chain takes on this task, and an exercise called deadlift needs to be performed to strengthen those muscles. Thinking I found the solution to my problem, I started training. 80 kilos, 100 kilos, 150 kilos. Maybe I should do what the doctor suggested. Hey, how's it going? Why did you let that woman in the place again? I wasn't aware she came in. She must have just sat down while I was feeling a bit dizzy. Really? Are you okay now? Yes, I'm fine. I want to ask something. What happened last night? That woman, I think her name is Daphne, she started talking about those monster nonsense again. Are you one of those who don't believe in monsters? I used to believe in them, let's say. It was our naive years. Now I think differently. The field I work in at the university is related to this. That's why I wanted to talk to the woman and asked her a technical question about the monster she mentioned. She probably thought I was making fun of her and she got angry. What exactly did you ask her? I asked her if the monster she was looking for was anthropic or zoic. They're quite different, you know. No, I don't know. I've never heard of what you just said. I asked if the monster was animal-like or human-like. You know what I mean. I see. They also say wearing animal fur in colloquial terms? Yes. However, no one has ever encountered a monster in animal form. Have you ever heard of anyone meeting a dragon or a werewolf? No. Because there's no such thing. Every one of the people who are known as monsters in society until today are actually people, like you and me. For some reason, we call them monsters in human form. It's nothing but a scam. How much did I vet this? And by means of what? Like content or interest or engagement? content author, etc. I looked at a couple of reviews on Steam, and without trying to spoil anything necessarily, and mostly I just double check to make sure the content is effectively safe for work, and after that I don't really vet it necessarily. Every one of the people, it's nothing but a scam. What about all the terrible acts they did? Not something a human can't do. Interesting. So you say they're no different from us? Yes, it is. Many monsters' narratives are made up of old fairy tales. It has no reality. If I could, I would have told the woman and warned her not to get involved in these things. Well, can we just leave the girl alone this time? Just sit there quietly? Let her sit, I don't care. I just don't want her to bother me. I'm sure she won't. What would you like? I'll take a pint. Bon appetit? Daphne, when did she slip in and sit down? I don't even realize it. This is not good. Wait, no. She talked with me, right? Am I going crazy? My seizures have started to become dangerous. I'm afraid they'll interfere with my work. One more page. She must have left it for me to read before going to her desk. I'm always at the same place where I usually am. I mentioned before that I feel like I'm being followed. Today I'm absolutely... Don't attempt to do such a thing. I can't put you in danger. Don't worry. I won't be alone. The best in the business. They'll be here soon. Have you heard of the School of Monster Hunters? Exactly. Monster Hunters. That's it. I might not have mentioned it. I didn't want to worry you. Don't worry, alright? Like I said, these guys are the best in the business. They'll be around me until they neutralize the monster. Yeah, wait a second. Someone's approaching, I think. The hunters must have arrived. We were supposed to meet at 10 p.m. She's trying to send me a message, right? Do you think maybe she thinks I'm a monster hunter? There's not much to overthink. She's definitely one of us. It'll take her a long time to learn how to control her powers. I'm not even sure if there's anyone to teach her. Look at the time. It's time to leave. My shift ends here. I think she's trying to send me a message. Alright, so day 4, September 16th. Oh no. What is going on? Why is this woman here again in my place? Oh no. Oh, that's like a brawl. I'm so sorry, Owner Bay. Can't you see the chairs are flying in the air? The fight escalated so that they had to close the shop. Did we make a mistake by trusting you, Eris? Is it so hard to keep one woman away? I really didn't serve her anything this time. I felt a bit unwell in the evening. My head was spinning. She must have just sat down during that time. How did you feel unwell? It was strange. My vision blacked out. Your vision blacked out? It's complicated. I'll tell you another time. Maybe I should see a doctor. Okay, don't worry. Let me know if you feel bad again. Lastly, there's no need to mention that this girl will never step inside this place again. Right? Of course not. It won't happen again, ever. Nah. It's happening again. Daphne, she went a bit too far this time. I might be fired even if she just passes by the front of the place. Yeah. Wager, and I'm gonna bet she's gonna show up again. Why do I care about being fired when I'm already planning to resign today? That's true. Now that Denise knows who I am, everyone in the city will soon hear about it. I also need to get rid of the hunters chasing me. I'm sure they're looking for me everywhere. Wait! I'm a monster? Now what will I do? Hiding here seemed like a good plan. Starting everything from scratch is frightening. Hi. Hi. How are you? Well, you seem down. I know you're making plans to escape, but you're not sure where to go and what to do. How? Haven't you ever wondered why your path led you here after everything you've been through? Alright, how does everyone know who I am? I don't understand, what do you mean? I'll explain this later. You still have a few more days. For now, just be patient and try to get to know people better. These customers are the last people who will care about you being former monster hunter and ruining your career in a terrible way. Please don't run away. Go home tonight and be back here tomorrow. So I'm a monster hunter? I knew only one monster story from my childhood. There was a skinny man from one of the nomadic tribes around. Usually it was him telling about it. But people were telling the story in the Asian steppes centuries before settling in Anatolia. Once or twice a year, a boy would be left outside as an offering for a mysterious stranger. The sacrificial boy was to be selected amongst the weak or sickly children of the village. Oh, that's odd. Like, sure, give up the worst of us, right? I get it, but also that seems awkward. If the air turns cold unnaturally after dusk and the sky turns crimson red in the dark, the villager would know that the visitor is due that night. According to the shamanistic beliefs, this visitor is a dark spirit that needs to be appeased. Some call it the Black Shaman. I can't fully remember the rest of the story. Probably discussing what they would do to please the visitor. Wait a minute. Isn't that Daphne? She really doesn't know when to give up. I knew it. I know what you want to say. I didn't mean to cause trouble. I apologize. You haven't caused much trouble. I just got into a bit of a difficult situation. I understand. I didn't come here to sit this time. Don't worry. Really? Then why did you come? About the comic. Well, you said you liked it. I brought the last page I drew yesterday, if you want to read it. Oh, thank you. At least you managed to draw it before the fight erupted. Will there be more? I don't think so. Why? It's because I can't let you sit here anymore? What happened? Why aren't you answering? Look, I don't have all the answers. I don't know what all this means. Look at it yourself. Maybe you'll find an answer. Because I'm tired now. Let me find another place to start a fight if you allow me. I understand. Hopefully we'll meet again. I don't think we'll meet again. Take care of yourself. And just like that, huh? Oh. Being watched. Is there someone? Is there someone there? Yes, but don't look here. Let's talk like this. Why? It's better if you don't see me. It's for your own good. I've never heard of such a thing. Is staying hidden a rule for monster hunters? Also, why did you come alone? I was expecting 2 people. There are people who care about your safety very much. I wonder what's so special about you. Anyway, now that I've found you, there's no problem. What do you mean? Who are you? Leave me alone. Take your hands off me. It became a little problem. Unfortunately, the monster hunters won't be here now. Shall we do this the easy way or the hard way? The mark. Wait, that mark is on... That mark's on her arm, right? Not trying to put anyone's art down, but this one isn't for me. You appreciate the completest effort. Not sure if you can stick through it, though. No, don't blame me at all. I know visual novels are not for everyone. Absolutely no problem at all. This one, it won't last forever, and so I can only hope that perhaps the next one will be more to your liking, whether it be a visual novel or otherwise. And it's not a problem if you get on to do whatever you need to do tonight. So, but I'm glad you checked in and checked it out. We'll see how this one goes. She's reflecting her visions this way. Interesting. She could be a talented seer at a school of monster hunters. A school of monster hunters? Damn the name. Wait a minute. I recognize this sign. Yes, like I said, I remember that sign. But have yourself a good night, though. But this Owner Bay. Is Owner Bay in on something? Yeah, have a great night. Take care. Last night I had a dream in which my boss told me to work overtime at night and then left. I was alone in the shop and it was closing time. I locked the front door and started cleaning. First I swept the floors and then I started wiping the counter behind the bar. Then a woman approached the door and shielded her eyes with her hands to look inside. She couldn't see me as I was positioned behind the counter, but I had a clear view of her from beneath the metal grating under the bar. She appeared to be in a state of panic. She quickly scanned the interior with her eyes and then started trying to force the door handle. I didn't think of anything bad. Thought she might have forgotten her wallet or phone, and I was about to stand up and help her, but something happened right at that moment. A man slowly approached the door and grabbed her by the arm. I had to get up and go help, but I couldn't move from my spot. I was stuck behind the counter. It's not hard to understand that this dream is related to the guilt I can't get rid of. The woman in need of help, a monster, and me, the poor one who helplessly watched everything unfold. Had so many nightmares like this, I can't even count them. I don't know how to get rid of this burden. Daphne, it's clear that she also needs help. What can I do? Maybe we won't meet again. She said, I don't think we'll meet again during her last visit. Maybe it's better this way. I'm in a period of my life where I need to protect someone. I need to protect myself from everyone. I shouldn't get close to anyone. No, I don't remember you. Good day. Good day to you, too. How can I help you? I'm technically still on duty, so I better not get anything. My name is Alice. Can we talk for a bit? You thought nobody would find you here, I presume. Oh, great. From the look of terror on your face, I gather that you're afraid of being found. Is that correct? But calm down. I'm just going to ask a few questions. I don't want to talk. But I do. I mean, I found you here, didn't I? I guess nobody knows what you were doing in the past. Are you threatening me? You can tell anyone where I am if you want. I can hide somewhere else. It's not a problem. I won't tell anyone, and if you don't want to talk to me, that's fine too. All I want is a couple of minutes to listen to what I have to say. And if you want, answer my question afterward. If that's the case, I'd prefer not to talk. Have a nice day. Aren't you curious about who I am? I'm the one who wrote and published that article. My name is Ellis. Great, now please leave. Just a minute. There's something bothering me in this whole story. Something seems wrong. What do you mean by something wrong? Throughout your career, you've never created a fake vision before. So I guess I can be mistaken. Really? Everyone I talked to said you have the sharpest divination ability at the school. I'm sure they also mentioned that I've never liked my partner from the beginning. Well, yes. They also mentioned the dream catcher. Good day. If you have a minute, I'd like to talk to you. It's an important matter. Last night I had a vision about my partner. She might be in danger. What were those voices? This is impossible. I haven't experienced anything like this since I lost my divination ability. These are events from the past that I personally witnessed. They are my memories. Why am I hearing these voices? Maybe I'm going crazy. You don't need to pretend you didn't hear. I'm sorry. I really didn't hear. What did you say? You don't want to listen to me? I understand. After everything I've done to you. I might have bothered you a bit, Neris. I'm sorry. I'm leaving now. You can relax and take care of yourself. What was that just now? Why did she come all the way here to talk to me? Couldn't hear what she said properly because of my damn seizures. Look at the time. My shift is already over. I don't want to go home. I can't take my eyes off the door. Maybe she'll come right after I leave. Your shift is over. Why didn't you leave? Well, I don't want to go home yet. I'm just spending some time. You're living alone, right? Yes, Owner Bay. I came across an article a while ago. They did research on living alone. People who live with their families or friends find the idea of living alone quite depressive and sad, according to their study. But the same research also suggests that people who live alone tend to experience obsession, anxiety, and similar emotional disorders 50% less compared to others. If this is 50% less of it, I find it absurd as well. These scientific researchers always manipulate the data they acquire. Sitting alone in a house is not a living. Whoa, this guy's got the mark on his wrist too. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Well, you have a lot of friends here. I meant antisocial types who never leave their houses. It is okay. What about a flatmate? You'd split the rent and the bills as well. I'm fine like this, thanks. Alright then, I'll be leaving now. I might not come tomorrow and take care of the shop while I'm gone. It's okay, Owner Bay. See you. Should I think about that thing again? Daphne's comic? What was Owner Bay doing in the last panel? Wait. If my powers hadn't vanished, I could check the accuracy of this in a few minutes. September 18th. I spend my days thinking a lot. Besides moments like this when I'm talking to myself, there are also times when many painful thoughts rush into my mind. One moment I remember a shameful moment from 15 years ago, and then suddenly I imagine myself in a scenario where I ask, what am I doing here? And I think about giving someone solid advice and feeling good about it. At the same time, I'm also rectifying a mistake I made in another thought. Among all these scenarios, the most time is occupied by memories with my former partner. I really didn't like him. All this nonsense occupied my mind so much that this morning that I almost got run over by a car on my way here. Yeah, we don't want to start that. Oh! There's something that caught my attention in the news. I read... Which news? The one about you and your partner. Why'd you take all the blame? Interpreting the prophecies is not solely the responsibility of the person who creates the vision, isn't it? Especially your professors. I don't want to talk about this right now. Well, okay. I'm going to get the orders. Alright? I don't understand why she's asking me these things. She can't possibly care about me. She must be curious about what happened. I should be careful while speaking. She could get me into trouble, just like the journalist woman who came yesterday. How's it going? So you decided to stay? Well, for now, yes. You did the right thing, believe me. After you leave here, you won't have anywhere else to go. Except for an eternal void. No, that's not ominous. You're wondering what that means. Yes, I have many questions. Let's see. You've been here since last Sunday's job interview, right? And the time has come. I can now assist you. Let me clarify. I can't answer all the questions you have. That's someone else's job. I'm just a guide. Think of me as a mentor. I can tell you what you need to know, even if I can't provide you with all the information. Your goal is to acquire knowledge and understanding the meaning of all this. I'm not the one you should be talking to. Wait a second. What's happening? I thought he told you. He's not the one for answers. I thought you had understood up until now. I hope you weren't expecting to just walk away from being an old monster hunter. You... Who exactly are you? Do I see fear in your eyes? Please calm down. You're not in danger. I've already told you who I am. My name is Emil. I have no intention other than to guide you when you need help. I understand. So you all knew I was a former monster hunter. I assume you've seen what's written in the news. You must be thinking terrible things about me. I don't follow the news. No one here, including me, knows or cares about what happened to you. Well, except for one person. In our last conversation, you said, you don't seem to understand where you are right now. What is this place? What's your affiliation with it? Aside from occasionally coming here for a drink, my only connection to this place is the sword hanging on that back wall. I thought it would look good as a gift. As I said, I'm not the one to explain what this place is and why it exists. This is a special place and everyone here has a different role. He will be here soon. Just ask him what the purgation ritual is. He'll tell you what you need to know. I wouldn't advise asking him what to do after you get the information. He has nothing to say about that. If you want to learn what to do, you'll have to come back to me. It's starting to confuse me, man. I'm confused. This is so absurd. Why don't you just tell me everything all at once? For now, do as I say. You'll understand in due time. Lastly, remember that even though the people here have different roles, they're ordinary individuals. You might not be able to speak as freely with them as you do with me. In short, no one has to do anything for you. Try to communicate with them, get along, and understand them so you can get what you want from them. If possible, don't tell anyone you talk to me about this. So aren't you going to ask what I'd like to drink? No, I'm sorry. I completely forgot. What can I get for you? A bottle, please. Enjoy. Very strange. He said don't expect to just walk away from being an old monster hunter. Do I need some sort of farewell ceremony? Besides, what could these people possibly have to do with me? And then don't tell anyone that you've talked to me. Maybe he's trying to deceive me. Purgation ritual. Now I'm curious too. How am I going to ask about this? Who did he mention by the person who can provide me with the information? Could it be Vadim? Hello? Hello? I'm really tired, Eris. I've been running around for unnecessary tasks since morning. Working at the university is tougher than I thought. Are you okay? Your face seems a bit pale. Well, do you know who I am too? Who you are? What are you trying to say? That I had to quit monster hunting and that's why I work here? Since you're here, I obviously guessed that. Honestly, I don't care. I'm not interested in what you went through in the past. I just came here to have a drink. Doesn't mean that I don't care about you. I just don't want to talk about your monster hunting history. Other than that, you can ask whatever comes to your mind. You just started working here. Your head must be spinning. I'll try my best to answer your questions. Yeah, sure. You mentioned since you're here, I obviously guessed that. Is there something about being here? I thought this was just an ordinary place where I decided to work when passing by. You thought wrong. What's special about this place? Nothing special. It's just that in some beliefs it said that after death, some souls are stuck in between and can't go to heaven or hell. Think of this place as where those have stepped away from the holy war against monsters gather. They can't accept disappearing completely, so they come together here. You need to ask the right questions to get more detailed information. Right questions? Yes, and that was one of them. Honestly, I'm curious about the purgation ritual that I just learned about 2 minutes ago. Do you know what it is? Purgation ritual? Well, of course. I know what it is. Purgation ritual is a ceremony performed by the 7 members of Purgatory. 7 members of Purgatory? Who are they? Who they are can change with each ceremony, but their roles remain the same. The ritual requires a convict and a host, as well as 5 judgment workers. Convict? Yes, the person in need of purgation. Who are the 5 judgment workers? These individuals are the confessor, the guide, the informant, and the recorder. That's 4. That's 4. Yes, I forgot the 5th one. What about the host? The host. Isn't it quite obvious? While I'm happy to answer your questions, there's something I need to tell you about myself. Honestly, I don't care about these monster tales or the purgation ritual. I advise you not to get too caught up in this. You're done hunting on the past, it's a good thing, but what you need to do next is not my concern. You need to pave your own path from here on. Do you have anything else you want to ask? Even though I've said I don't care about the ritual, I'm still willing to answer your questions. No, thank you. Would you like something? No, I'll have a pint. Enjoy. A real informant. Yet he seems to think that both monsters and purgation are nonsense and doesn't feel the need to hide his opinion. This are the things I saw not real. Daphne, what should I do? If I want to talk, I should hurry and catch up. We leave the bar? No way. Daphne. Yes? Something happened? Well, I just want to ask, how is everything? Oh, everything's alright, thanks. Nice. Yeah. I still work there as usual. I've been keeping out of trouble. It is good to have some peace. No, sorry. I didn't mean the fights before. I was just dabbling. I didn't think that you implied that, but now I do. You misunderstood. I was just trying to talk with you. I see. Well, I have to go now. I have to deal with some stuff. Don't you have some time? I wanted to talk about something. Like I said, I'm kind of in a hurry right now, so I had to decline. It is really short. Remember the last comic you gave me? In the last panel of the last one, there's a hand reaching out and grabbing your friend. I was curious, the mark on that arm is also on our boss, Owner Bay. Have you noticed that? What nonsense are you talking about? What mark? Look, let me show you here. Like I said, I was just curious if you've seen this mark before. Of course, I don't want to accuse anyone. I think I'm talking nonsense. I guess what I said was a bit out of place. I apologize. Good evening, Eris. Why'd she gotta do like that? I shouldn't have tried to talk. Eris, I hope you realize how serious these accusations are. After assigning both you to protect the Dreamcatcher and hunt down the monsters, telling you all this... Another journey into memories. I really wish I could get rid of those nightmares. I'm really tired today. Fortunately, it's time to go. Tomorrow's Sunday, and I won't have to leave home at all. Might be good to give my mind a break. September 19th. Hey, we're home. I don't go to work on Sundays. Other than playing video games non-stop until late at night, there's not much else I can do. Yeah, what is there for a guy to do in the middle of nowhere when you're, by yourself? At least you got your video games. In addition to time being wasted, when the dopamine rush from the game subsides, a dreadful sensation takes over me. I should do some house chores. Another Sunday spent doing nothing, ended in a miserable way. These late evening hours can be incredibly dull. Should I go out? What should I do? Going to the shop is out of the question. A walk might be refreshing. So a walk it is! Damn, look at where my feet brought me. I have to pass by the bar now. Here. Is anyone there? It's me. You? You don't recognize me? Denise, is that you? That's Denise. Daphne? What are you doing here? Who's Denise? Forget about it. What are you doing here? If you stop acting like you were talking to a dark street, I will tell you. What do you mean? Come out here so I can talk normally then. I'm trying to hide here. Can't show myself. Oh, okay. Okay. I'll come then. No, they might have noticed you by now. We might get unwanted attention if they see you enter here. You just lean back on the wall and act natural. I can hear you. Totally natural. Is it okay like this? Yeah, it's fine. Who's this Denise then? A friend of mine? Why are you hiding? I'm hiding from the damn boss of yours, of course. Owner Bay? Why though? I'll tell you. Don't worry. You act this way because of what I said yesterday, right? Do you think that drawing Owner Bay in the comics serves a particular purpose? Why would I draw someone unrelated? Yeah, no, somebody else. I've been watching the bar all day. I saw your boss and I'm sure now. He's definitely not innocent. There is evil in his heart. I can feel it. I kind of sense something about the owner too. How did you feel that? Eris, look. I am the type of person who can sense these kinds of things, alright? What I draw in the comics are also not made up. Those are real events. So you think Owner Bay is acting suspiciously? I think that guy named Owner is a monster in human form, and I'm barely holding myself back from entering the place and causing a scene. Monster? Yes, a real monster, like you'd imagine. I mean, I mentioned that the person you drew in the comic looked like Owner Bay. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I thought you wouldn't pay much attention to what I said. I cared for what you had to say immensely. You gave me some important leads. Thank you. I've been feeling weird for a while, especially when I crossed the street, and I decided to stop by where you work, thinking that this place might be the source of it. I got no results, no matter how hard I tried with all the fights. I was about to lose hope when you presented this information to me. Okay, so she's starting to make more sense now. I'm sorry I left without saying anything. I was so excited. I had to do some research and think about the right move. I don't know how to take it all in, Daphne. All this talk is quite odd. Odd? Do you think I'm lying? Or that I'm crazy or something? Ooh, so we did get a choice. I think you're exaggerating your enemies in your mind. I believe anger is not a good thing. I believe anger is not a good thing. So be it. Are you busy right now? Busy? No, I got nothing. Why? I got bored while waiting a little. Would you accompany me? You're saying there's a traitor among us, and it's your partner. Everyone knows how much you hate him, so there'll be those who don't believe you. Can't take responsibility of this accusation, can you, Eris? How ironic that I'm remembering these now. Just as it was that day, Daphne confidently accuses Owner Bay based on her own beliefs. In the end, I face the bitter end. Can't tell Daphne about these. She'll be curious about what happened, and I can't explain that. I should hide the fact that I used to be a former monster hunter from her, and if possible, try to discourage her from this path. Rash and thoughtless actions could have severe consequences. Eris? Yes? Are you alright? Well, why do you ask? What do you mean, why? Are you sick or something? What? No. I'm fine. Are you kidding me? I asked a question, you went blank. I thought something happened. Oh, no, I'm fine. I got time. Yes, I can stay with you. It didn't seem like you're fine. Go home and rest if you're tired. No, I'm not tired or anything. I feel quite alright. Are you sure? 100%. You are weird, man. It was like you were having a seizure or something just a moment ago. Anyway. Okay, let's do it like this. You standing up there might draw attention. It might be better if you occasionally walk around a little. Okay. How many hours are we gonna wait here like this? You can go if you got bored. You don't need to snap at every possible moment. It's just a question. Besides, what are you scribbling there? You've been quiet for some time. I'm working on a new comic for you. Really? Is it a sequel to the last story? Nope. Is it one of those things that actually happen things? Nope. This time it's completely fictional. It's not like I can travel to the past every time I want to. What is it then? You'll see. What is it about? Eris, can you just shut up for a moment? It's almost done. Have some patience. All right. Couldn't we wait somewhere more proper? A cafe or something? We could have some drinks, perhaps. It's also a bit smelly here. Sure, I don't bring up stuff that's worth a reply. What's the genre this time? You aren't drawing weird and exaggerated scenarios that can never happen in real life like these Japanese comics, right? Guess you're talking about mangas. Their subjects aren't all that unrealistic. It is just that they have strong imaginations. Japanese people read a lot, and they are sophisticated people if you ask me. That's why I like mangas and Japanese culture. I agree, I like them too. You're not very subtle, Eris. You changed your opinion in an instant to stay on the good side of me. Not at all. I didn't say that they were bad. I just said that they are a bit exaggerated. They are not exaggerated at all. I mean it. I like animes as well. Anime is a different thing. Stop talking out of your arse and make a fool of yourself. Should have kept quiet, shouldn't I? Isn't that comic done yet? The more I talk, the more I get told to shut up. It's finished. Here. So we have somebody running. It seems to be a lady running towards a castle. Guards! What is it, princess? Is something wrong? I'm being chased. Please help me. Calm down. What is chasing you? There's no time to calm down. A monster. A monster? Did you see a swamp demon, perhaps? No. I heard terrifying sounds of wings flapping, mixed with a dreadful storm. Then the forests ahead caught fire. There's no doubt it's a dragon. A dragon? Did you actually see this creature with your own eyes? Are you trying to provoke me? I'm telling you, wing sounds, fire, and horrifying noise. Am I lying? Not that you're lying, but I believe that anger is not a good thing. Do you like it? I don't believe you, Daphne. Is that how you see me? Don't you like it? Why am I talking like that? Like what? Like a pain in the arse dimwit. No such thing. This is a story that I made up at random. I drew it just to kill the time. Don't take it personally, please. But it's obvious you drew me. You portrayed me like a real douchebag because of what I said earlier. Keep your nose out of my artistic choices, Eris. This is how I express myself. I won't draw you again if you don't like it. No, I like it. I just don't like myself. It's kind of upsetting that you see me this way. Aren't you the sentimental type? Relax a little. You don't have any tolerances for criticism, I suppose. Are you sensitive about these things? It's not about being sensitive. It's like I don't trust anyone else. It's like you. I don't trust anyone else. I don't dwell on such things. What matters is what you think of yourself. I just don't trust anyone else. That is apparent. Let's go with that. Look at the time. It's quite late. Nobody's around here either. We should call it a day. What do you say? Okay. What are you going to do now? Do you have a plan? I'll go home and sleep, of course. What else to do at this hour? Are you going to suggest something else? It's quite late, you know. No, what? No, I wasn't. I can read your mind, Eris. Just kidding. I don't have that ability. I know. Seems like there's nothing else to discuss. Yes. Well then, good night. Thanks for today. See ya. Good night. September 20th. It's been a whole week, huh? I had been postponing the shop's tasks for a while, and today I finally completed everything. Polished all the glasses, cleaned the windows, brought in the cases, watered the plants. Maybe I should brew some tea, and if there are any customers, I'll offer them some. I should also get some wet food for the yellow cat. Poor thing has been eating dry food all the time. Refreshing the fish's water might also be good. I admit that my mood has improved a bit since last night. For the first time in months, I might be communicating with someone outside of work. However, I'm not someone who can easily cope with these positive feelings. My pessimism will likely take over my mind again soon. Owner Bay. I have some errands to run outside, and I'll stop by the market on my way back. Do you need anything? We ran out of paper towels, Owner Bay. Is there anything else missing in the kitchen? You might want to ask the evening shift workers about that. I don't spend much time in the kitchen. Anything else? Some cleaning supplies would be good. How about you? How's life going? It's going okay. You seem happier than before. I like this new version of you. Cleaned up the shop too. It looks great. What do we owe this diligence to? I don't know. I just felt like it. Fair enough. I'm heading out then. If there's anything else I need from the market, I'll let you know. Alright, Owner Bay. Am I really smiling at him while deceiving him behind his back? Actually, I can't really say I'm deceiving him. I spent some time with Daphne, that's all. Allison directly implied that I don't support Daphne's plans, so I haven't done anything wrong yet. Why are you here so early? Hey. Guess you're about to get the orders. Yes. I have a question. I heard your clairvoyance ability is quite good. Is there something important coming up or something we need to know soon? I'm sorry, I can't create visions anymore. Why? Don't want to talk? Alright then. I'm heading out. Have a good day. So curious. Or it could be. Wait a second. There seems to be someone there. Could it be Defty? But I shouldn't leave my spot right now. Owner Bay is about to come back. You shouldn't catch me away from here. Oh, it's just a mail. Hello, Eris. Hello. I talked to Vadim. Good. Seems like he doesn't believe in existence of monsters. Yes, he has different thoughts on this. Isn't that strange? Doesn't this situation contradict the cleansing ritual at task I'll face in the purification ceremony, where my past as a monster hunter comes into play? That was a lot. No one is assigned like you think. I told you, everyone is just regular people living their own lives. Being a part of the ceremony isn't seen as a duty. For them talking to you and helping you is just a random moment in their everyday lives. No one, including me, is a story hero, as you wouldn't understand it. Speaking of stories, there was a monster tale I heard as a child. Erendis and the Black Shaman. Think I've heard of it. Do you remember it? Not exactly, but if you start, I might recall it. It's a story like this. In a village, once or twice a year, a child would be offered as a sacrifice to a mysterious visitor. This visitor was a black shaman, dark spirit. Okay, I remember now. They believed that if they couldn't appease the dark spirit, they would have a bad year, right? I think so. The black shaman started appearing more frequently, and the villagers tried to find more children to sacrifice to it. Whenever the villagers saw the presence of the entity coming to take the sacrificed child in the village square, they would be overwhelmed with terror and unable to move. This dark being, formed by the convergence of divine matter and dark light, had a pair of red eyes at the top of what could be called its head. Just above it, a pair of deer antlers. The village elder who led the villagers was wise one. The wise one of the village would say that the price to be paid was too much. Because they had committed too many sins and angered the black shaman, he advised the villagers to endure and preached that these bad days would pass. A few hours later, the black shaman reappeared. Although the villager elders said they weren't expecting it soon and couldn't prepare a sacrifice yet, it was in vain. The dark creature, finding no sacrifice, would kill the first few people it encountered and leave the village. The next day, as the sky turned red and the atmosphere felt heavy, the villagers began to debate what to do. Some suggested fighting, while there's a proposed fleeing. The white shaman firmly stated that the tradition must continue no matter what, and that they needed to find a new offering. A last effort was made and an offering was found, but a few hours after taking the offering, the black shaman returned to the village, even hungrier than before. The massacre began. The black shaman would strike every hour. First 5, then 20, then 100 people would be killed by the spirit. Even if people were about to resist, the white shaman would prevent them. Spirit knows best. It will pass, he would insist. And true to his words, after enough sacrifices were made, the black shaman never truly returned. An interesting tale indeed, a classic fairy tale that teaches how tough times can be overcome through sacrifice. You seem to have forgotten about Erendis. I think she was also in the story. I wonder if she was the one of the sacrificed children. Anyway, that's not important. Where did this tale come from in your mind? I don't know. Can I get you something? A bottle, please. And just like that, there's definitely someone there. Must be Daphne. My shift is almost over. I should go out and check. Hi, Daphne. Hi. Did you see me here? I saw a big silhouette in the alley. I thought it could be you. I should be more careful from now on, then. What are you doing here? Keep an eye on your boss. He left some time ago. I would have told you if you asked. There's no need for all that effort. Aren't you a clever boy? I spy on him to see if he does anything suspicious. I'm not interested in toilet paper he's going to buy. Wait, I didn't know he was going to buy toilet paper. I just do. How was your day? Anything interesting? Wait a minute. Don't change the subject. What exactly do you watch Owner Bay for? Wouldn't it be advantageous to be one step ahead of the enemy? If he senses you're after something, it could backfire. It's important to be cautious. Or, gathering more information wouldn't hurt. Being prepared is good. Yes, I like that. He's also a strategist now. You asked for my opinion, and I delivered. Hold your fire. I'm just kidding. I liked it. Finally, are you getting a grip on how serious all this is? I never said I'm convinced about your claims about Owner Bay. Then why are you here? I also never said I don't believe you. I don't understand where you're getting at. Do you believe me or not? Stop calming down on me. I'm assessing the situation. I'm with you for now. For now. So you can just walk out on me whenever you feel like it? Stop twisting my words. Besides, how are you so sure that he is the one who did it? You said it yourself, Eris. How could I draw someone I didn't know? You saw the mark on the arm of the person who captured my friend. Don't you know him? Maybe you saw him sitting in the shop at some point and unconsciously drew that mark on his arm. Don't be silly. Those drawings are representations of incidents happened in the past. I drew whatever happened before the abduction, not the subconscious nonsense you're talking about. You said that before. You claim that you have special powers. It's not easy to believe. It's your choice to believe or not. Can't you prove it in some way? No, I can't. Do you expect me to do a public demonstration? It wouldn't be so bad. I might even be a bit fun. Do you want fun? Here, read this. What's this? You drew a new episode? Read and you'll see. You received news from that border outpost. An entire village nearby has turned to ashes. Yes, this is definitely the work of the dragon. Didn't I tell you? You're right, Your Highness. I should have listened to you. So what do we do now? Such creatures usually have weaknesses. I know how to kill it. Are you going to kill it alone? Just give the order, Your Highness. What happened, Your Highness? Why did you fall silent? Oh, nothing. Just... You think I won't be able to do it, don't you? I mean, come on. It's a huge monster. And you're just a tiny person. Don't take... What happened? Are you upset? Are you touchy? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make the right decision. I was just trying to help. It's true, but sometimes there's too much noise and I don't know whose voice to listen to. You should learn to trust others. You're not going to pretend you're not drawing me anymore, are you? I'm obviously drawing you. And you're the princess, of course. So? Do you fantasize about me saving you? Shut up, or you'll get one in your nose. You made a reference to being touchy from yesterday in a way, but I don't really care about it. I'm still trying to understand how you started seeing me as a hero. We'll see about that in tomorrow's episode. Okay, I'm sorry. Please don't make me look bad. It's not up to me. I draw everything as it is. All right. I guess your boss isn't coming back. We can call it a day. Okay. Good night. Good night to you too. Just a good night? You're gonna say good night, my hero, but you forgot, unless, I guess due to excitement? We'll see about that tomorrow, Eris. Good night. September 21st, 2021. Daphne isn't around, I guess. I didn't get her number either. How am I gonna reach her? I should check around while the bar is empty. Oh, whoa. Hi, what are you doing? Just getting some air. You? Same. I want to ask something. Sure, whatever you want. It's about Daphne. Daphne? Ain't that the girl who trashed the place? I wonder where she is. I didn't see her since. Didn't we drive her away a couple of times? Anyhow, that's not the issue. What is it then? Well, she's saying that she's after a monster. It's clear she has the ability to say things, but she has never been involved in hunting. What if what she's saying is true? We know what can happen when creatures, or rather those who are driven by monstrous impulses, are not kept under control. Shouldn't we do something? I know you don't believe in the existence of monsters. How to put it? Whether monsters are real or not doesn't matter much. In the Academy, we're not interested in whether the monsters in folklore are real or fabricated. We only try to understand the social rules, class structures, and behavioral outcomes of these non-human entities. When we examine modern human societies, there are patterns that can't be explained with conventional methods. The concept of external influence is also quite common. However, we debate whether this is one-sided or mutual contact, or whether it's historical or structural. Of course, I don't need to go into detail about this right now. Now, the discussion about contact between non-humans or extraterrestrials with human society sometimes boils down to whether these beings are real or not. This not only happens in popular media or conspiracy theories, but also within academia. I suggest you take a look at the International Peace Agreement signed between 4 countries in 1991. There was a statement in that agreement that was openly reported in a newspaper on that day. It starts with, regarding the discussion and concealment of extraterrestrial beings from now on. The fact that the content of the international treaty mentions non-human entities might indicate that states benefit from monster narratives and anti-monster policies. Is this guy getting into conspiracy theories? What? I just lost a bit of respect for this guy's motives, at the very least. And just like that. What was that? I asked what to do about Daphne, and instead of answering my question, he randomly talked about something and left. I never understood what he was talking about. When Emil said, "It's useless to ask her what you should do," I think this is what he meant. I need to talk about the right things with the right person. Oh, speaking of Emil. Hey, why are you outside? Just getting some air? There's something I want to discuss with you. Sure, I'm listening. Someone told me they need my help. What they want, it's a bit extreme. I mean, I'm not sure. I guess I couldn't explain it properly. Don't lose sight of your purpose here. It's all about your growth and purgation. Put your needs before others. Helping them is not even possible for me. My past experiences make it difficult for me to communicate with them. I have to keep hiding things. You need to let go of that burden too. I can't even bring myself to talk about it. After explaining those things about my partner, Eris, please, don't tell me. I don't want to know. How am I supposed to confront it without telling anyone? I told you, everyone has different roles. Hasn't it crossed your mind that someone could be interested in your past, or even someone who doesn't want to talk about anything other than your past? That one girl. She'll be here soon. I suggest you wait for her. Alright, thanks. In before she comes in the door with the same outfit as she wore last time. I understand who she meant. The confessor can be none other than her. Seems her prying into my past has been about this. And no, wait, no. That's Elise. Or Denise. How's it going? You? Same here. Last night it felt like I saw you walking down the street. Were you going somewhere? Last night, I was just taking a walk. You're on your feet all day. Don't you assert enough effort? Also, I saw you the other day before yesterday. Seems like you're not going home right after work these days. I have things to do outside. Is it really that strange to see me on the street? I was just curious about what you're up to. You mentioned losing your clairvoyance ability. Yes. That would require a great sense of guilt. Yes. I have plenty of that. Why? Why, you ask? I wrongly accused my partner and falsely marked him as a monster. Dun, dun, dun. The truth comes out. Why did I sus my partner? Markdom means declaring someone as a monster. I know what marking means. That wasn't the reason I stayed quiet. You said your partner was collaborating with the enemy. Yes. Was that a false accusation? Did you deliberately lie? No, I told what I saw. There's no lie. Why did you admit to making a false accusation? I don't know. I guess I wanted to protect the school. But now you're saying that you made a false accusation. I don't know. All right then. You can leave when your shift is over. See you. I couldn't manage to tell everything, but it still felt good to talk. Of course, this wasn't the reaction I expected. She's not judging me. Instead, she's dissecting the details of the incident. I'm not sure if I wanted to relive all this again. Maybe I should tell this to Daphne too. Not everything, just part of it. I hope she'll understand why I kept it all hidden this time. Hi. Welcome. You don't look so good. Is something bothering you? Did we make a mistake by listening to Eris? Why did you lie to us? Consequences of your actions are grave. Exiting this place should not even cross your mind. You'll have to answer to everyone in this school. Hey Eris, you okay? I'm fine. Nothing's wrong. You mean nothing's wrong? I thought you were having a heart attack. I was about to call an ambulance. Over exaggerating much? Like a manga? Like one of those Japanese animes? I'm telling you, I'm okay. You don't look fine. You were out of breath in like 2 minutes. Hold on a second. I have a question. Sure. How does a clairvoyant lose their ability? You should know this. Clear vision and a clean conscience are necessary for prophecy, or the gift of seeing. Those whose conscience and soul have been tainted even once can no longer create visions. Yes, I've heard that. Unfortunately, I can't see anything anymore. I'm sorry to hear that. I can still hear. Are you hearing strange noises in your head? Yes. I've never heard of that. The blackouts and dizziness don't sound good either. Maybe you should see a doctor. Maybe. I'll think about it. Would you like something to drink? Sure. I'll get a pint. Like I always do. Enjoy. Like you always should. Even Vadim, who knows everything, I felt helpless about my seizures. Even Vadim, who knows everything, felt helpless about my seizures. It's unfortunate that there's no one I can consult with about this. I'll have to wait for it to pass with time. My shift is over. For today is over. I should leave now. I'm going to try talking to Daphne. I'm going to help her. At some point, I might have to confess that I used to be a monster hunter. That's why I need to talk to him again about how he felt about the topics he mentioned, those first comics he drew. Wish I had a chance to test this. Because if she really is one of us, things might change. Oh, hey. Are you leaving, Eris? Yes, Sonorbay. I was just about to. You don't usually come to work at this hour, do you? I'm here to pick something up. I won't stay long. Alright. You look a bit pale. Have you had a tiring day? Not really. Resting at home should help. You don't have to stand behind the bar all the time. I've told you before, you can ask me for help too. I know, thanks. Okay then. Good night. Good night. Are you there? Daphne? Nope, she didn't come today. I should head home. Wait! I hid a bit because you noticed me yesterday. Don't reveal yourself now. Owner Bay might leave any moment. He shouldn't see us talking. Well done, Eris. You're learning quickly. Always stay vigilant like this. Walk around for a bit and come back after owner leaves. Have you been here all day? So what? You're really into this, huh? By the way, do you work or do anything else apart from waiting here? I had a job, but I had to quit last month. What was your job? I was an editor at a publishing company. Sounds interesting. Why did you quit? I didn't get along with my boss. Besides, I wasn't making much money either. You seem to be a bit of a misfit. Why do you say that? Every job has its downsides. Instead of quitting at the first sign of trouble, you should find ways to tolerate it. This might be the worst advice I've ever heard. I've been working for well over 10 years now. I think you can take some advice from me. Stop with the life lessons and talk about the bar. Anything interesting? What's your boss up to? He's doing fine. Just fine, huh? Yeah? Oh, you must adore your boss, huh? You asking ridiculous questions just to annoy me. Are you planning to use me as inspiration for a comic where I'm portrayed as the world's weakest coward? You got annoyed. Of course I did. Well, what you're about to see might shake you up a bit. A new comic. You guessed it. Here. Ah, boy. Ah, boy. Didn't you have your own army? Why are you only the two of us going after the big monster? Yesterday you were determined to slay the dragon. What happened? The perspective seems to have changed as we got closer. No way. I just thought a larger group might be more practical. If I bring the army here, who will protect the city? Looks like you're afraid. Please, princess, you're hurting my feelings. Alright, don't cry. Keep your spirits high, you'll need it. Your sarcastic banter doesn't really boost my morale. Wait, look over there! It's in front of us! Wow, it's really huge. What's our plan? To attack, of course. Attack? We're just going to charge in without thinking? What's there to think about? We've come this far. We can't just turn back. Who's talking about turning back? I'm saying something else. What are you saying? I'm saying we need to be prepared. Oh no, Eris is coming this way. Hide! There's nothing we can do. You run, princess. I'll keep it busy. You really made me regret asking. Do you see me as a hero? Turns into a terrible character every day. Come on, that's an exaggeration. Like manga never does. What's so terrible about him? They're on an adventure together. Then why does he take offense at everything and is constantly afraid? I wonder why. You've got quite the misconception about me. I'm not afraid of anything, and I'm not easily offended either. I think I just lied a couple of times there. I get the fear part. You do get offended even when you say you don't. But look, I drew you valiant at the end. You tell me to run and hide just like a true hero. Now you're mocking me too. You know what? I'm getting tired of this. I came here to help you, but you're either snapping at me or belittling me. When did I belittle you? With these trivial things you draw. Trivial, huh? You said you wanted to read what I drew. I don't want to if you're going to draw like this. Fine then. You won't see a single page from now on. I can see what you're trying to do. You're always trying to manipulate me with these sneers and scoldings. Let's talk about something else. I agree. Actually, something interesting happened today. What? At the shop? Why didn't you tell me? Did you give me a chance? Just tell me already. Do you remember when you first asked me if I felt okay? I vaguely recall something like that. You seemed faint and lost in thought. Yes, that is a condition of mine. I can't perceive what's happening outside for some time. It usually happens when I'm at the shop. How do you feel exactly? Occasionally my eyes get dark and I hear some voices in my head. This usually happens when I'm at the bar. What I'm hearing is incomprehensible, mostly just nonsensical. I can't tell if there are other voices in my head or if I'm fixated on a single thought. It's difficult to distinguish. I believe there's definitely a connection between the seizures you're having, your workplace, and owner. You're trying to blame everything on owner. Besides, he wasn't there when this happened. I was actually talking to Vadim at the time. And I don't want to place all this suspicion on Vadim either. I've learned that you're quite unpredictable. If you ask me, I think you're sensing the presence of some malevolent force at your workplace. That's all. Is that something that can be sensed? I can sense it. How? Remember when you asked me how I drew owner? That's the reason. I told you before. I can see events from the past or future, I think. I'm pretty sure you don't believe me. Actually, I do believe you. It's surprising. How did you come to believe? The ability I believe you have? The gift of prophecy. I used to have it too, once upon a time. I spent a full 10 years at the School of Monster Hunters. Time to spill the beans. School of Monster Hunters. Yes. I'm also wondering why something so ordinary looking and weak as you has piqued my interest to this extent. So this is what I'm sensing. Amazing. Weak. You said you fought against them, the monsters? And ordinary looking? Then why do you struggle so much to believe what I'm saying? I understand. You must have experienced something. I can't know what you've been through in the past. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. But you've stepped back from monster hunting for any reason. You might not want to handle these topics. However, in my opinion, you should first think about whether you have a problem with this evil. Whether you choose to ignore it, stay away from it, or stand by my side to fight against the evil that caused my friend to disappear. It's up to you. Fight? Doing the same things again is difficult, especially when it comes to the school and the hunters. I ran away from them. So you're just going to let owner be then? We're not certain if he's a monster. Don't worry, I'll find a way to uncover the dark side. Owner is hiding. It will help us. I'm not sure. Don't tell me you still have doubts, Eris. I don't want to make an irreversible mistake, or I should confront owner first before assuming he's guilty. I don't want to act on suspicion. The problem with that is if you confront him and he's a bad guy, then you've ousted yourself. And if you confront him and he's a good guy, you're going to be like looking like either an idiot or insane. So I just want to make an irreversible mistake. You're still looking for excuses. I can't believe you. Excuses? Why do I come here every night and spend hours with you? I can't read your mind. I'm not sure if you're genuinely interested in the case I'm chasing. Maybe you're tired of staying at home and you want to spend time with a depressed, lonely, lost woman like me. And perhaps you're avoiding delving into dangerous topics to keep the mood light. Did I upset you again? I'm sorry. Take some time to think about what I said. Whenever you want to talk, you can find me here. Alright, I'll think about it. Okay then, see ya. Oh. Whoop, looks like there was a translation mishap. 22nd of September, 2021. Last night I remembered a childhood memory. I was 9, 10 years old. Someone had moved into the house next to us. An adobe house with faint blue walls in the garden. The only child in the house is a boy 2 years younger than me. I forgot his name. At that time, I had many friends from both school and the neighborhood, but I was his only friend. But he never resented me for the times I didn't spend with him. I remember very well that he was working after school at that young age. In those years, it was common to see children doing odd jobs in the streets. He would go down to the street center to work when the main street was crowded, and on his way back, he would collect the cardboard boxes he could find along the way. He would place all those boxes on his head, orderly, and walk slowly back into the house. About an hour later, we would meet again in the neighborhood. We used to play football in the neighborhood. He would often take my arm in the middle of the match and quietly say, "I smell danger," or "We should go on an adventure." What he calls danger and adventure is either looking for a hole in the rock in the upper neighborhood or digging in the empty lot across the school or counting the wagons of the freight trains at the station. I would oppose all these offers and would like to continue the match because of my laziness. Sometimes it would be my will, but usually his. As I heard from the conversations of the neighbors, his father was in a prison in that city. His mom not around. I'm sure the conviction wasn't due to a family tragedy, though, because some of the neighbors were good and helpful to them. Neighborhood residents were reactive people. If they got a disturbing impression about someone, you would understand it. Even if they could do nothing, they would talk about behind their backs forever. I haven't heard anything like that. He lived with his grandmother. Grandma doesn't talk much. I understood why after I got older, and a little ill due to old age. They were burning the stove to not be cold all day long, even in the spring. That's why he carries cardboard boxes on his head every day. We became very close friends with this boy as time passed. I even started to neglect my other friends. Sometimes he would surprise me so much that what he told me that I was wondering how a child could have learned such a thing. He once told the story of a boy who blew up an enemy arsenal in China years ago. He saw it in one of the magazines or books his father was reading. I remember his eyes shining when he talked about his father. Then he would wait for a while in silence with a slight grimace on his face. It was like something stuck in his throat. Despite all my objections, we would wander here and there, chasing new adventures until it got dark. Even at that age, I had strict principles not to tire myself too much. One day I saw a small bird on the side of the road that had opened its eyes and was staring around. It was motionless. We tried to make it drink water, but it refused. I realized that it was going to die. "We need to give it meat, not water," said my friend. I said, "How can a baby bird eat meat? It won't live long after its mother has left it." He said, "It's not a baby, it's a swift. They look small. Give it to me. I will resurrect it." He grabbed the bird like a paper plane and throw it down from a hill. It even hit the ground a couple of times. I didn't want to try again, but he didn't listen. Thinking it needed a higher place, he tried to fly the bird from the top of the stairs leading to the neighborhood. I said, "Enough. Its time has come. Sometimes we have to give up." Of course, I didn't express it so wisely because I was 9 or 10 years old. I must have said something like, "Forget it, dude. It's dying." He didn't care, and he threw the bird from the top of the stairs with all his might. Then a miracle. The bird managed to take off, 1 inch before hitting the ground towards the end of the high stairs I mentioned. It flew. I saw with my own eyes that it was floating up to the city center and straight up to the sky. I thought that he would turn around and say a few proud words to me, but he did nothing. He watched the bird with a grin. It didn't take long for me to realize that my friend wasn't in a hurry to get home when it got dark, unlike other kids. Sometimes I would see him idling in a corner, even as I rushed home from the match, thinking I was running late. Once an earthquake occurred during dinner. It was not that massive, but we felt it much. The whole neighborhood went out of their house immediately. It felt strange to see their neighborhood where I spend hours every day at dusk for the first time. I enjoyed it a lot. I wandered around in the dark. After 15 or 20 minutes, my friend appeared behind the long stairs. He was walking slowly with a few cardboard boxes stacked on top of his head again. I turned and looked at their house. Even in the dark of the evening, there was a thin smoke on the chimney of their house. He entered his house without even looking at anyone. Half an hour later, the black smoke rising from the chimneys grew. I had realized that he had to perform this routine several times a day to keep the flames in the stove alive. I'm struggling with myself these days. Am I boring? Am I lazy? Or am I stupid? All these questions weigh on my mind. I catch myself thinking about those memories. I remember that my friend, whenever I feel cornered about doing things for myself or others, I don't remember his name, but I remember very well how his perception of life was different from everyone else's. It was amazing how he was able to experience the excitement of doing something new every day. Unlike many other children, he was brave and smart, funny, and hardworking. Growing up without a mother or having his father in prison or struggling in a difficult life, I don't think that these can make that difference. That were the case, billions of people who earn their living with their labor would turn every night into day with their glow. This can't be the reason. Then I remembered their house emitting black smoke from its chimneys. That's supposed to be the real magic. This is how I understood the source of the energy that drives the epic dynamo of this surreal power. The fire in their house was never going out. Hello. How are you, Eris? Not bad. And you? The same. You worried me yesterday. I told you that you shouldn't be so obsessed with monsters. Some people are prone to explaining events around them with their own delusions. This is a stage beyond psychosis. No, you think I'm crazy. You're forgetting that I used to be a former monster hunter. I don't think about monsters the way you do. You're making a mistake. Some people act on these monstrous impulses. There's no need to dwell on it. I don't know. There's always been something I couldn't fully grasp. How is that some people have the ability of sight? Have you ever come across anything about this on your studies or readings? An ability? You can't know the reason. It's not an impossible concept when you think about it. How so? Think dialectically. That everything is connected reciprocally. Being able to predict the consequences of certain situations and conditions, or how current conditions have come about due to past events, might not be a magical or supernatural thing. Nonetheless, I'm still worried about you hearing strange voices in your head. I'm curious about that too. Actually, I have something to share about that. Last night I had a chance to chat with one of my professors from the university. He had just returned from a seminar abroad and was really impressed by a presentation he attended. The title was The Fourth Dimension in Russian Literature. He let me explain without overcomplicating it. The professor claims that in some major works by famous writers and literary figures, there is evidence that they possessed superhuman abilities. What kind of abilities? Let me explain. These individuals have witnessed the most shocking developments in history, the great changes in human and non-human societies. Some writers strive to depict the flawless portrait of these societies in their works, while others have taken a different path. According to the professor, these special writers go beyond merely seeing where characters are and what they're doing in these societies. They can easily enter and exit characters' minds, almost possessing them. They can influence them, some for good and some for bad. But that's not all. These writers can manipulate time within the story. They can invert past events and predict future ones. You must have read some classics in high school or afterwards. Are you starting to get an idea, Eris? Guess not. That's okay. I'll continue. In certain late 19th century Russian classics, the professor highlighted instances where the writer seemed to converse with supernatural beings, and a subtle second voice echoed the narrator. This superpower the writer possesses is not godlike, more akin to what a superhero might have. They usually follow a self-determined moral path, can foresee the future, and stand against certain ideas they believe poison humanity. So, what? Didn't you hear me? Hear what? What have I been talking about for an hour? I didn't understand what you meant. What part didn't you understand? The presentation by the professor supports the theory of superhumans and non-human sociologies. We occasionally debated the existence of individuals with superhuman abilities, but there wasn't much evidence on how these powers were passed from generation to generation. I was talking about people who can read minds, hear from the unseen, and communicate with non-human entities. They've shared these experiences with others through their written stories. When I was a child, I heard a story about a monster, a tale where the black shaman haunted a village. Yes, I know. Do you want me to tell you? Yes. I think it went like this. In a village, every now and then, a child would be chosen as a sacrifice to appease the dark spirit, the black shaman. It was said that after a particularly harsh season, when the animals went hungry and a drought plagued the land, the villagers bore witness to an unusual evening. Despite not much time having passed since the last visit, the sky turned crimson and the air grew cold. They needed a new offering, and they chose a troubled young man named Arendis, who was around 16 or 17 years old. The villagers claimed that the entire community had invested a great deal in him, and he needed to pay for his excesses. Night fell. Arendis waited in the village square for the black shaman. The monster descended upon him before long, of course. He struggled, screamed, and tried to fight back, but his efforts were in vain against the creature. In a last-ditch attempt, Arendis managed to grasp the horns on top of the creature's head. A cry escaped the monster, a sound almost human. But something unexpected happened. The horn mask that adorned the creature's head fell off, revealing the village guardian beneath. The villagers had thought for a while that they didn't need their guardians anymore, so the guardian wanted to create a new enemy for them to fear. I don't remember it being like that. How do you remember it? I'm not sure. Would you like to drink something? A pint, please. I came just to talk. I won't get anything. Goodbye. Take care. Whoa, he threw me for a loop. It's interesting that the prophecy ability can be passed on to others. It's none of my business anymore. I also lost what I had. I need to make a decision about Owner Bay now. I can't keep stalling Daphne any longer. It's really difficult. Accusing someone of being a monster without any proof is not possible. Like my partner. It really seems like my only option is to turn Daphne away. I wish there was a way to teach her. I could have consulted other clairvoyants from my old school if only I hadn't dropped out. Now's the time. Now's the time. Eris, can you come for a moment? Sure. Oh boy. Is something wrong? I just wanted to have a chat. How's everything going? Fine. I'm working. Any complaints? Are you satisfied with your job? Thank you. I have no complaints. Good. I'm glad to hear that. I won't keep you any longer. I'll be back in a moment. All right. You could have just asked me. That took 3 seconds. Maybe he wanted me out of the bar. He treats me better as I lean towards suspecting him. I remember Vadim's story about the purgation ritual. If I'm the convict, Owner Bay must be the host. I can only select 3 out of the judicial workers. Vadim is the informant, Emile is the guide, and Denise is the confessor. I wonder if the recorder will show up as well. Isn't that Denise over there? I'll go ask her what she's doing. Hey, Denise. Hey, what are you doing here? Nothing? Were you going to say something? I don't know, maybe. I'm discussing these matters with someone for the first time. Let's not turn these conversations into therapy sessions, though. Just kidding. Go ahead. You already know anyway. Yes, I know. You were at the center of the major scandal at the School of Monster Hunters. Young clairvoyant accuses his partner. I've read everything written about you in newspapers and on the internet. You endured a big backlash and your poor partner suddenly became a hero. I really disliked my partner. I always thought he was a bad person. He mistreated the other hunters. He didn't hesitate to resort to unnecessary violence. It seemed like he didn't care who he killed. I thought he had become a monster hunter for the thrill of it. We were assigned a new mission together. The codename was Dreamcatcher. I don't know who it was. I didn't get a chance to find out. The thing I saw in the vision before starting the vision. It was as if everything was explained. The reason behind all of my partner's disgraceful behavior seemed to be revealed. He was a monster infiltrating the school. I was sure of what I saw. First, I told my mentor about it. Then, with his permission, I shared it with the entire school. After I accused him, many people supported me in this. I expected that. But I never expected my partner to commit suicide. Everything changed in an instant. My life was turned upside down. I ran away. I guess that's all I have to say. Thank you, Eris. I'm leaving now. I'll see you tomorrow. Every time I end a conversation with someone, it's just so abrupt and unnatural. Sharing all this felt weird. I'm not sure if I feel better now. I should go back to the shop. Owner Bay hasn't arrived yet. While I have some time, maybe I should go check on Daphne? I don't understand why she's wandering around the back streets for hours. Her behavior is a bit odd. One can get bored. She's gonna draw me another cartoon, isn't she? Daphne? Hey, what are you doing? What's wrong? You're so friendly. Who are you talking about? Are you referring to Denise? Who's Denise? Talking about the man who will be your boss, of course. I can't believe I'm asking for help. You're friends with him now. What nonsense are you? You already know that I work for Onibe. What would I do? Do I have to look upset every time I see him? I don't want to talk to you right now. Good, I'm going. Whoa. Oh, that was coarse. Her mood is definitely not good. She's filled with paranoia. And now she's coming this way. Listen to me, Eris. I'll be raiding this place soon. The guy who's supposed to be your boss, I'm going to kill him. You better not be getting in my way while all this goes down. Former monster hunter. Whoa. Whoa. Nah, I did not expect that. What are you talking about? Have you gone crazy? Owner Bay will be here any moment. I don't care. I care. Please, let's go to the alley and talk. Tell me whatever you want to be mad about there. I don't really need to explain myself to you, but I do respect you for informing me about your friend's kidnapping. So I'll tell you one last time. I'm not as close to Owner Bay as you think. He invited me outside to talk, and he asked if I was satisfied with my working conditions. That's it. Please give me some time. I have my own reasons for not accusing someone of being a monster without being sure. What are those reasons? I'll tell you later. Let's please drop this argument for now. Fine. Good, I'm glad we made peace. I don't think she's made peace. What have you been up to today? I made some plans. I had jotted some things down. What's that thing? The paper. Which one? The one at the top of your notes. You put it in the back now. Yeah, it's nothing. Isn't that a comic? Ah, I knew it. It's none of your business. How is it none of my business? You've been drawing. I specifically said I didn't want to see even a single more page. You promised me that. I promise not to show you. Of course, I won't stop drawing myself, though. But you've drawn me, haven't you? Maybe. Show it then. I want to see it. You said you won't show it. I apologize. You've drawn it, haven't you? I can't wait to see. Oh, I missed it. Are you sure you asked for it yourself? I'm sure. Come on, showing. Sure, I'll step back. Here you go. Oh boy. Battling the dragon. Be careful. It's getting closer. Hide. Where should I hide? Behind that rock. You can't hide when something's chasing you like that. Ah! Well done. You managed to wound it. Is it dead? I don't think so. It fled into the forest. Now let's go and finish the job. I'm sure it's behind those bushes. Not here. What's this bird doing here? What could it be? Of course, it's the dragon we're looking for. It's shapeshifted to escape us. Are you sure? It seemed innocent, like a bird to me. Nonsense. Kill it. Why are you hesitating? I don't know. You don't want to make an irreversible mistake. Wow, this time you didn't write something negative. In fact, you perfectly predicted how I would act. I would have done exactly the same. It just happened to suit you, right? I always draw the truth as it is. If you don't like it, that's your problem. I've heard that somewhere before. Like from A Christmas Carol, Ghost of Christmas Past. The past is what the past is. For what it is, don't blame me. No, you couldn't go too far this time because I was mad at you. That's not true. Look, isn't that owner coming? If you want, you can go back to work. Let's not draw attention. Alright, my shift will be over soon anyway. I'll come back. Okay, I'll be waiting. I need to wrap up this matter. Seems like I won't be able to calm Daphne down anymore. I either need to decide whether owner is a monster or not, or tell Daphne that I can't help her, or forget about the purgation ritual, or just leave this place. There must be a way. Seems not many customers came today. Yes, there hasn't been anyone coming in or going out. They usually come in the evening. I'm going inside. Owner Bay, I have something to ask you. Of course, Eris. Oh man. It's probably better to forget it. Why? Just ask whatever you were going to ask. It really wasn't something important. Well, alright then. If you change your mind, we can talk again. Whew. Oh, I thought he might have caught on to me. Like, what are you doing out there talking with that girl? I told you never to... I couldn't talk. And what was it going to say anyway? Owner Bay, are you a monster? What was I thinking? No, there really is no way to find out the truth. Confronting Owner without any evidence is impossible. I'll go to talk to Daphne. I can't help her. No use giving her false hope. Hi. Are you there? I'm here. Just a moment. What are you doing? I said give me a second. What's that? Why did you take out your phone? It's starting. Wait. Did you turn on the camera? Are you recording? Some said it was a legend. Some said it was all a fabrication. They hesitated to even pronounce their name, even though all the evidence of their existence and activities was obvious. First, they removed them from the movies, then from the novels. They deleted the relevant news in the old newspaper archives, one by one. It is no longer mentioned even in children's books. Yes, I'm talking about monsters. The dangerous creatures that have been in trouble to all kinds of living for thousands of years. And contrary to popular belief, they perform violence on purpose, not random. Now we're going to show one that we are sure exists right in the middle of the capital city, and we'll examine how you recognize a monster. This person comes to his pub around 4 or 5 p.m. He leaves the place in the evening without fail. Isn't it interesting that someone who owns a bar avoids crowded places? Eris, one of the staff he employs, will now answer some of our questions. Hold on. Can you cut it? What happened? Is there a problem? Why did you mention my name? Why wouldn't I? I thought you'd help me. I will, but I was just surprised that you started without even telling me about your plan. I thought it would be more effective that way, but you're right. I should have told you. I intend to videotape your boss for a few days and show people his strange behavior. If we're lucky, you might even catch the moment when he transformed into his monster form. Humanoid monsters don't change forms like you think. I'm not quite sold on this plan. Okay, I'll remove the part where your name is mentioned from the recording. No problem. I can even alter your voice. I'm not ready to be on the camera now. Let's rethink this later. Alright then. Let me continue my commentary if you'll excuse me. Yes. What was I talking about? How do you recognize a monster? Well, you made me forget what to say. Eris, are you happy? Please stop saying my name. You recorded it again. Ah, you're so sensitive. I said I'll remove it. It happened twice. I get a little nervous in situations like this. You know what we should do? If you don't want to be seen on screen, you should be the one holding the camera. You want me to record you? No, I'll handle the recording on my own, just not the issue. You head back to the shop and find a discreet spot for the phone. Owner is likely to do something suspicious. Let's not go overboard. If I get caught, it could be seriously problematic. He might even let me go. I'm sorry, but I really need this job. How is he going to catch you? You're afraid of everything. Come on. Besides, you didn't even ask for my opinion. Do this, Eris. Do that, Eris. I'm tired of it. Tell me then. What do you think we should do? Do you have a better idea? Not at the moment. Well then, we'll go with mine. We should think this through a bit more. Spare me the excuses, please. We've wasted enough time thinking. We can't miss this opportunity while we have him alone at the pub today. I can't let this chance slip away. Will you do this or not, Eris? Tell me. I can't. I'm sorry. So, Eris, we're going separate ways from here. Oh, so you're saying get out of my life? When it doesn't suit your plans? Of course, you're the one who wants to leave. I have my own priorities. I can't let him off the hook. You're either with me or against me. Oh, man, don't be extreme like that. This is ridiculous. I'm leaving. Please don't call me again. I won't. Don't worry. What childish bickering. Oh, my goodness. Just go. I regret doing this. Is that so? When you turn your back and disappear into the darkness? When one day you get into trouble? Oh, that's a lame threat. Let's do that one. September 23rd. Wow. What's this envelope? There's no name on it. Let's open it and see. Comic book. Why would she do this now? If it's that easy, you should have killed the... Bravo, I hope you enjoyed what you did. If it's that easy, you should have killed the... You still call it a wounded bird. Look at it. What the wounded bird did. It set everything on fire. Are you stupid? Yes, I am stupid. Exactly, and you're also a coward. I am a coward, and you're right. I'm a cowardly person. You're a blockhead. That's exactly what I am. I, Eris, am a complete blockhead. Get lost then. Leave me alone. You'll regret saying these things. Is that so? When? When you turn your back and disappears into the darkness. Since that day, Princess and Guard, Eris went separate ways. We don't know what happened in the princess's battle with the dragon. Eris, on the other hand, has grown his ass in his warm bed, until one day death knocks on his door too. This was the story of a short-lived companionship. Take care of yourself, Eris. What is this? I can't decide which part of what I should read. I read I should be upset about. Should I be upset about the harsh insults or the very clear statements that we won't meet again? Okay, we had an argument yesterday, but it isn't something that could happen in anger. Actually, I should be the one who was angry. She didn't care for a second about what I thought or wanted. Yes, she's the one who's unfair. Why am I not angry then? Is Stephanie not coming anymore? I should have been prepared for this. What would she have to do with me after I told her I wouldn't help? She'd wonder about her friend's fate, and it's not easy to find out. I respect that. What if I quit my job? No, I can't bear this financial burden. Did she expect such a sacrifice from me? I don't think so. Actually, she was treating me well. Maybe she needed me for what she wanted to do, and she just wanted to use me. Some of her actions seemed sincere. She was really having long conversations with me. She didn't seem bored. She was just too focused on her goal. Can I blame her? Did I overreact? Feels a little sad that I won't see her again. She's not even on the side street. Perhaps she's hiding. She's not trying to understand me. It's impossible for me to act thoughtlessly because of what happened to my partner. I don't want another innocent person to suffer because of me. I really don't deserve all this. It's like she doesn't even respect me. It seems she doesn't even think she made a mistake. If she did, she would have apologized. Or if she couldn't do anything, she would have left an open door and waited for me to take the first step. And she doesn't even care about me at all. Wow, I'm like going through every emotion right here, trying to determine what's going on. I've made up my mind. I'll be a little proud. What she did to me is unfair. I'm waiting for her to apologize. If I have to apologize, I'll gladly do it, but most of the responsibility lies with her. I'll forget about this issue until she takes that step. Oh, I was wondering when I was going to see her next. I thought that I was going to see her earlier. Elise. Hi, Iris. You again. Yes? Will you kick me out of here again? Wait, I didn't kick you out of here last time. That was like a week ago. Well, no. So, can we talk? What are we going to talk about? I saw you with that woman. Are you trying to cleanse your conscience? What nonsense. Which woman? I don't know her name. She usually waits in the alley across the street. She's observing this place. I don't miss such things. It's part of my job, you know. I think I know her. How do you know her? While reporting about your partner, I had to do a lot of research. I came across her while searching for the identity of the dream catcher. She's been looking for her since she disappeared and doesn't seem like giving up. I guess you didn't know this. I'm a little surprised. Did you ever wonder who the person you needed to protect was? Honestly, I didn't have much opportunity to learn. I understand. That's what I didn't notice. Everything makes sense now. Thank you for telling me this. You're welcome. That's what we're here for. Some people don't like journalists because we get involved in their business, but there's a reason we document these things, as you can see. I have to go now. Take care of yourself. This is bad news. I'm so confused. Daphne will hate me if she finds out. She might even blame me for what happened. So, I was supposed to protect her partner. And in the process, I blamed my partner for being a monster. My partner kills himself. I get ousted effectively, or I oust myself. I run away. And now her partner that I was supposed to protect gets kidnapped because I wasn't there to help her, because I blew it. She has the right. It seems like confronting Daphne again is impossible now. So I've met the record keeper too. All the members of that cult that Vadim mentioned are coming out one by one. He hasn't mentioned the fifth member's task yet, though. Speak of the devil. Hey, Eris. Hi. What's with that face? Never mind. This monster thing. Yes? I keep bringing up the same thing again and again. Hope it doesn't bother you. Hey, Eris, you can ask me anything you want. Okay, well, you didn't tell me about the fifth judgment worker's task. Judgment worker. You're talking about the purgation ritual? Yes. You're still thinking about it, despite my advice. You told me about it, and now you're like, now stop thinking about it. Fine, it's not my place to tell you what they do. But I really don't remember what the fifth one's task was. Okay. Before, I used to wonder about something when I first learned about the existence of monsters. If monsters are real, why is no one horrified by this truth? If there's no reason to be horrified, then why we accept the existence of monsters as something natural? Well done, Eris. That's a really important question. However, the answer to that question is not that simple. It goes beyond the sociology of non-human or fictional beings, our field of study. This is a very broad subject that covers the fields of psychology, even the international politics. This again. Okay, I have one more question. If you knew that the evil never left the door, what would you do? What do you mean? What would I do? I'd probably never leave my house. Okay, let's say you're living in your house now, and you wouldn't keep thinking that the door will break and evil will pour in? Are you asking if I'd get used to evil? No, quite the opposite. People have an amazing ability to adapt to negatives. They often do not prefer it. Instead, they use a more effective method. What's that? Denial. Touche. You think I'm afraid that you think I'm afraid and that I can cope with my fear by ignoring the truth. Well, my intention is not to be disrespectful. What I'm trying to say is that humans are very good at deceiving themselves. Humankind is a creature that can change the reflection of the reality in the universe and clothe the created new reality as an outer garment to the outside world. While evil roams outside our house, our home, we can believe we're sitting in the veranda of a lush garden. Frankly, sometimes there are things that bother me too, especially when I read the news. World governments have been making great efforts to isolate human societies. Attacks carried out with monstrous and cruel motives, wars and massacres have been left only to old tales, myths, and legends. It's like we forget that nothing has happened in the past. It's a bit too much. I mean, even in college, although our topic is non-human beings, the world monster has become almost taboo. Instead, some say we should use the term unusual individuals. Maybe that's the right thing to do. I don't know. Anyway, I've digressed too much. I'll get a drink and take my place. Thank you for telling me all this. Enjoy your drink. The fifth one. Who is the fifth one? Is it normal for someone to contradict themselves so much? He suddenly started saying the opposite of what he used to say. Interesting. I haven't seen Elise in a while. Or Denise. Hi, Eris. Hi. Going to deliver the orders. Do you have any requests? No. Wait a second. I need to make one more confession, if you have time. Of course, I'm listening. I want to talk about the last mission I had as a hunter. We had to protect someone. Someone referred to her as the dream catcher. I don't know what that means. Someone who just told me that the woman is the person Daphne is looking for. So now I can't face Daphne anymore. Why? I can't do it. Okay, it's not up to me to tell you what to do. Right, I just need to confess what I've done. If you want to, sure. Not forcing you. With this, I think I've told everything. I don't have anything else to confess. That didn't seem like everything to me. There's still something I'm curious about. I don't think you're a bad person. You messed up on your last hunting mission and you're burdened with guilt. But I understand that you didn't lie about the prophecy. Why haven't you confessed about why you took the blame? That's not something to confess. I had to do it. You said you lost your powers. Yes? You only lose your powers after your soul is stained with a crime. Either you lied about the prophecy or losing your powers. I'm definitely not lying about the prophecy. I described the events in my vision and everything went wrong. If you didn't lie and didn't falsely accuse someone, then the events going wrong were beyond your control, which means your soul wasn't tainted. But now I can't create visions. You mentioned hearing voices. Incoherent and meaningless things. If you ask me, you've just lost focus because of the guilt you're feeling. Your powers might still be intact. I suggest you check it as soon as possible. How am I going to do that? I don't know. It's not up to me to tell you what to do. I think they got the talking back and forth. I think it was Denise that was supposed to say that. She's saying that I might not have lost my powers. There must be a way to check it, but I can't think of one. I have no choice but to wait. The workday is over. It's time to go home, lonely and unhappy. It's been almost 2 weeks, right? I'm starting another one of those repetitive days as usual. I feel unhappy and miserable. I'll be stuck here during working hours, and when it's over, I'll feel sorry for myself. What have I done to deserve this? It's crazy, because like 3 or 4 days, you've just having the greatest upbeat, like pendulum swung one way, and now it swung the other way, and you feel crappy. Don't worry. Pendulum is on its way back, man. Is Daphne the only one responsible for making me feel this bad? I don't think so. I wasn't much different before I met her. This time my depression seems a bit more intense. It hurts a little more. I'm suffering. Hey, Eris. Hi. Are you okay? What's with that face? I say that every time. I'm fine, thanks. There's nothing wrong. You seem unhappy. Do you want to talk? No, really, I'm fine. I didn't get that feeling. If you're tired, you can take a break for a day or two. I can find someone to cover for you temporarily, and you don't have to worry about the money. Thank you, but I'd rather keep going back and forth to the shop for now. Suit yourself. How do you do? How about you? Do you still see those dark figures you mentioned? No, I think it was just a couple of times. It hasn't happened again. I see. Well then, take care. I'm leaving. Thanks. Have a good evening. When he treats me nicely, he confuses me. I'm defenseless against kindness, and I start feeling better immediately. I said that as if it's a bad thing. Daphne, I wonder where she is. Does she want me to find her? She said we wouldn't meet again. She can't mean the opposite, right? Hey. Hi, how's it going? Not good. Everything's so confusing. Vadim doesn't remember who the fifth judgment worker is. Denise says I might not have lost my ability to see things. And that journalist says that the woman Daphne is looking for is actually the person I was supposed to protect when I was a hunter. What do you want to do? I want to talk to Daphne, but it's impossible. Can't face her? I think everything comes down to completing the purgation. You're probably right. Like I said, I have met the 4 individuals you mentioned, and I did what you told me to do. Vadim doesn't remember the 5th one, or maybe he knows but chooses not to say. I told you, nobody's obliged to help you. Reaching an agreement with them is your responsibility. Vadim might not say it because it goes against his beliefs. I should go and convince Vadim. I don't think so. You've already made enough progress with Vadim. Figuring out who the 5th one is shouldn't be that difficult. Right, Daphne. But I don't know what her mission is. How can I reach an agreement with her? I'm sure you can figure it out. You've come to the end now. You can do it. Do you drink anything? It's a bit funny how you can suddenly switch back to being a waiter after all of this discussion. I'll have a pint, please. Enjoy. And there's his bottle. What could Daphne's mission be? Should I ask her for something? I don't think so. She's always asking me for something. She wants me to do something, to fight. I owe her that. I think I understand now. Redemption. I need to repay my debt. I have to talk to Daphne urgently. Just like that. She really doesn't seem to be around. Could she have given up and left completely? If that's the case, I'm done. I should try calling out to her. Daphne. Daphne, are you there? If you're there, please respond. I need to talk to you. What are you going to talk about? Oh, Daphne, finally. Hi. Denise, what are you doing here? There's no particular reason? How come? Well, I was on my way to deliver some orders, and sometimes I use this street as a shortcut. I know you've been looking for Daphne. I guess she's not hanging around here anymore. Don't worry, she'll show up eventually. Like I said, I wander around here a lot to pick up orders. I'll definitely see her somewhere. Thank you. How are your seizures? Is your head still spinning? I've been okay lately. Any progress on the divination ability? Not yet. I see. Well then, do you have anything else to share? Like I said, I already confessed everything. You don't have to confess anything. Let's just talk. I don't know what I can talk about. I don't know. Do you have any stories you remember? A story? When I was a child, I used to hear a story. Erendis and the Black Shaman. Have you heard of it? Oh, this one again? Come on. Don't you know anything else? No, I haven't heard of it. Okay then. Let's get into it. Are you not going to tell it? I don't remember. If you remember, maybe you can tell it? I'm going back to the shop. You can leave whenever you want. Alright. See ya. Why does this story keep coming in my mind? It's better not to see me. It's for your own good. This is the first time I've heard of this. Is it a rule for monster hunters to remain hidden? And why did you come alone? I was expecting 2 people. There are people who care deeply about your safety. I'm curious about what makes you so special. Well, now that I found you, there's no problem. What do you mean by that? Who are you? There's a little problem. Unfortunately, the monster hunters won't be here. Now, are we going to do this the easy way or the hard way? Let me go. Take your hands off me. These voices, I remember them. It was in the comic. The same as what I read in the comic book Daphne gave me, the moment our friend disappeared. But how is this possible? Maybe Denise is right. I still have my ability to see? I need to talk to Daphne urgently. Daphne, should I call out to her? I don't think she's here. I know why I'm following you. That's enough of this. I should go. I misunderstood what just happened there. Nobody came again today. I'm really tired this week. The vision I created last night. Turns out Daphne was telling the truth from the beginning. Actually, I didn't need to see the same things to myself to believe it. Strange things are really happening here, in this place. It's just confusing that Owner Bay is kind and a good person. I wanted to be sure. Now I am sure. But it also means Daphne might be in danger. Even pursuing monsters with the support of the school was dangerous enough. For Daphne to follow a single monster like this, I need to find her as soon as possible. Denise. Hello, welcome. Hello. I need to say something. I think I saw Daphne in the street. Really? Yes, do you want to go check it out? Alright, let's see. Is she luring me away for something? Which direction did you see her? Over there, just down the side street. I don't like this. Okay, let's go and see. Nobody's here. Who knows where she went? What are you gonna do? I don't know. Emil hinted that I should talk to her. Then you should talk to her. But she's not around. Let's go back to the shop. Hold on a second. Before we go inside, I want to check this side street as well. She used to be around here, right? Yes. Alright. She's not appearing around here. Daphne, if you're there, please respond. I want to talk to you. She's not here, I guess. Let me look around a bit. Maybe she hasn't gone too far. It hasn't been much time since we met. Alright, well, I'll wait. Look, I found a bag over there. Bag? Yes, I saw something similar with Daphne. Let's open it and see. Are you sure? Could be. Comic book. What comic book? Nothing. Can you give me a moment? Sure, no problem. We left the shop empty anyway. I'll head back there now. Be careful. Alright, thanks. Daphne, she didn't finish the story. Hooray, I'm super happy right now. I can't wait to read it. I hope it continues well. Eris, I can't believe you killed him. What made you decide to come back? I told you, I know its weak spot. Actually, I knew I would follow you. I understand now what you're trying to convey. You're somewhat right. What will I gain by leading an empty life? I think about my mood in the past few days or the times before I met Daphne. Is that what I want then? Absolutely not. I'll do whatever it takes. Hello. Daphne. Can I ask why you were rummaging through my bag? Just kidding. So you finally decided to show up. What does that mean? I've come here multiple times to talk to you. I'm still upset that you wanted to cut off all communication over such a trivial matter. Never mind. What's done is done. Besides, I'm in serious trouble. I've been feeling like I'm being followed for a while now. It was impossible for me to contact you during that chaos. Being followed? Yes, it's really not something to be taken lightly. I seem to have drawn too much attention to myself here. Whenever I come to the street, I feel like someone is following me. That's why I needed to hide somewhere else. Let's talk somewhere else. This place isn't safe. There's no one around right now. We can talk here for now, but it might not be possible in the future. What should we do? What should we do about what? About Owner Bay. You won't do anything. Why? That's how it is. Are you saying this because of our last fight? This time I'll genuinely help. I'm convinced of the truth of what you've said. I had another vision yesterday. It seems I haven't lost my clairvoyant ability. I can't make sense of what you're saying. Are you or are you not a monster hunter? When I called for help, you said you lost your powers, and when you wanted to make peace, you said the opposite. Could you be a bit of a charlatan, Eris? No, I'm serious. There's no deception. I spent a full 10 years at the School of Monster Hunters. I've been with them since I was almost a child. I've been on numerous missions. However, you can't have missed the news about the hunter who falsely accused his partner, leading to his suicide in newspapers or on the internet. I haven't seen it. Was what you're saying true? Unfortunately, yes. Well, except for the part where I falsely accused my partner. I don't know how it happened, but I was sure of the vision I had created. I said that my partner was collaborating with the enemy and that our last mission was in danger. When we heard the news of their suicide, all the blame turned towards me. So I ran away. Okay, so you've decided to remember your past as a monster hunter. I think so. This comic, doesn't it imply that I somehow create a vision too? Absolutely. What exactly does the Monster Hunter School do? They fight against entities that engage in purposeful violence on the Earth. Within these communities, plans and strategies are developed to fight against monsters. Clairvoyants guide these plans and strategies by using their visions to foresee the potential outcomes of each, ensuring the right path is followed. So I could be a monster hunter too? If the school weren't in its current state, monster hunters are generally divided into two classes, with few exceptions: clairvoyants and warriors. Each hunting team usually consists of a clairvoyant and a warrior. It seems both of us lack the potential to be warriors. Doesn't matter. Kill your boss anyway. Daphne, there's one more thing I need to confess. On the day I accused my partner, we were supposed to go on a mission. A protection mission. I didn't know who it was. I apologize. The code name was Dreamcatcher. I might be responsible for your friend's disappearance. Alright. Is that it? Is that it for what? Aren't you gonna say something? What should I say? I thought you'd get angry and blame me when I revealed this about your character. And there's also... I believe I owe you in a spiritual sense. After everything that happened to me, I felt trapped. I didn't know what to do. I like to view it as a form of purgation. I have committed a transgression against you, and now I seek redemption. What nonsense are you talking? Redemption for what? First decide if this is the right thing to do. Then it's something you do out of obligation to someone. I do believe that's the right thing to do. In the School of Monster Hunters, they teach that the sacred fight against monsters serves humanity by leading it away from barbarism and towards a more virtuous life. I think I can understand that better now. Wow, you suddenly became enlightened. What? Never mind, I'm just kidding. Aren't you angry with me? No, it's clear that you're not to blame. This was easier than I thought. Dreamcatcher, huh? I can understand why you called her that. You rarely come across someone like them. They're the most special person in the world. How can I describe them to you? In every community, school, or workplace, there's someone who stands out in posture, tone, or gestures. They bring uniqueness, offer surprising perspectives, share captivating stories, or sing beautifully. While everyone else is having fun, they feel sad. When everyone else is upset, they manage to find something to laugh about. While everyone else talks, they fall silent, and if no one can speak, they become the voice for everyone. You know people like them. Since you're a monster hunter, you must know. They're like stars that shine and sparkle, even in the darkest of clouds, within these massive human communities. Sometimes they keep shining, undeterred by even the blackest clouds, and sometimes they disappear with just a slight blow. But there's no point in living a life without that sparkle for them. Well, they don't easily give up on their own lives. Sometimes I missed it. And rarely there are those who secretly carry that sparkle with them, waiting to emerge. So it took me a while to trust you, because among people like this, you are the least attention-grabbing, the most ordinary. No offense. That's why I might have pushed you a bit and underestimated your concerns. I apologize. It's okay. Aw, they're making up. Isn't that nice? So what do we do now? We need a plan. How do you intend to defeat Owner Bay? I'll confront him. What? How? I'll go there and confront the guy named Owner. It's the only solution. Confront him and then what? I'll force him to transform into his monster form. I'm 100% sure it will happen when he realizes who I am. You must be out of your mind. You want to take the shortcut and die to this end. To end this. Besides, I already told you there's no such thing as transforming into a monster form. Please don't think I'm trying to stall you again, but we really need a plan. Give me a day or two. We might also need to find another place to meet. Yes. Where could that be? Your home? I'll come to your home tomorrow for a visit. Okay. Take care of yourself. Be cautious and please clean your place. Wow. Wow. The presumptions. Presumptions of guilt before innocence. That I am a slob, and it is true. September 26th. I keep thinking about what Daphne told me yesterday. Her mentioning that I'm special stroked my pride. I'd accepted the fact that I had been disliked for a very long time, and I never thought this would change. She said she'd come over today. Now time seems to drag on. There's nothing else for me to do. Maybe I should play a video game. Should a person like me who's supposedly special be pursuing such mundane pleasures? Perhaps I should find ways to bring out the radiance I've hidden within me. Someone's at the door. Were you asleep or still awake? I was awake, it's no problem. If you got up because I came, don't worry. If you want to lie down a bit more, I don't mind, I'll adjust. Don't think of anything else. What? Why would I? Never mind. Now's not the time for that. We have things to discuss now. I didn't say anything. You can't comment on things that haven't happened as if they did. So you live here alone? What did you do all day? What did you do all day? You changed the subject. Come on, Eris. Enough of this chat. We need to make a plan now. Fine. Let me start from the beginning. It's impossible for us to confront Owner Bay without a warrior. If you refer to that creature as Owner Bay again, you'll have to face me this time. Does being a warrior require a special ability or something? No, just a basic understanding of brute force is enough. Okay, one of my strengths is definitely brute force. Problem solved. Please take what I'm saying seriously. I'm dead serious. Look, Eris, don't think I'm forcing my own desires on you, but there's not much time to think about. When I'm alone in the shop at nighttime, at the right time, I'll confront Owner and ask him what happened to my friend. He'll probably won't tell me. I won't have any other option but to kill him. Oh man, not a single other option, huh? Nothing comes to mind? No, incapacitation, the police, nothing? At a suitable time at night, I'll call Owner as if I were another shopkeeper on that street, saying there's a problem at his shop, and I'll make him come there. You just need to use the key to let me into the place. What will you do when he comes? Slice the monster in half with your sword? Oh, Eris, you ask a lot of questions. Just do as I said and don't interfere with the rest. There's nothing else to discuss, I guess. Okay, I should go now. You weren't thinking I would stay, were you? Did I say anything like that? I don't know. You got so quiet. Good evening. Good evening. Sleep well. Am I supposed to sleep like this? That's a great question. And we sleep. Big day. What should I do? I'm so excited. Just thinking about what will happen tonight is driving me crazy. I need to calm down. Oh yeah, this has probably got to be a brutal day for him. Whoa, just like that, walking right in. What are you doing here? I wanted to come and take a look. Is he here? Yes, he's probably up inside. You should leave right away. We're not in a situation to be cautious anymore. Let him see. I don't care. Fine, we're going to ruin the plan. Whatever, I'm leaving. Relax, don't forget. We're meeting here at tonight, no later than 2 a.m. Okay, just be quiet for a bit. Goodbye. I wish we had a real plan at least. All I'm supposed to do is come at the shop and hide and wait for the boss to arrive. I don't like this at all. I'm extremely nervous and no one is coming to the shop. Maybe if I talked to someone, my nerves would calm down. I can't believe I undertook such a big task without consulting anyone around me. I wonder how the others would react if I asked them. And just like that, Elise comes in. Hello. Hello, welcome. How are you? I don't know. I can't say I'm doing well. Forget about me. How are you? Oh, you can't imagine what I'm dealing with at work, Eris. There's a team that needs to finish an important prototype, and I've been chasing after them for days. But I won't bother you with the unnecessary problems at my workplace right now. Can I get you anything? Not right now. I just came to say hello to you. Thank you. I needed that. Yeah, I know you did. How do you know that? Would you like to get some fresh air? Would it be okay if we left the shop? No one's come yet anyways, then we can go out. The fresh air feels good. My head is so muddled. You don't look good at all. I guess you're at a crossroads and trying to make a decision, right? It's been a long time since I passed that crossroads. I've made my decision, but clearly it's not too late for anything, since you still have a chance to think. I've thought about this confrontation so many times. There's a path I can take. I've been afraid to step into that path and backed out many times. Every time I backed out, I felt incredibly terrible and regretful. That's why I'm determined. That path is where I need to go, but I'm still scared, like every time. You understand me? Oh, I understand. You also need to understand this. Regardless of the decision you make, you will have to live with the consequences. Making mistakes is something everyone can do. However, it seems like if you make a mistake on one of these two paths you're considering, there will be no turning back. That's why you're scared. Having a dark point in your past that you can't change can weigh heavier than a simple regret, so I strongly recommend you to think about it again. You seem to be answering the questions in my mind perfectly. Did you feel all of this? Why are you here right now? Can we walk a bit further away from the shop? Can we get down the street a bit? Okay. Yes? Just before coming here, I noticed something interesting at work. A news story I wrote when I first started my career. My school hadn't even finished yet. There was a rumor about a university student going missing. In those years, such things were happening frequently in schools, so not many people cared, but what I heard bothered me a lot. I wanted to do something. I was enthusiastic. With a little help, I traced the incident and uncovered a local gang was targeting certain students for certain reasons and making their young members commit these crimes. The suspects were caught at first, but then released. I couldn't accept it. Over the years, I had to let go of pursuing the case. I worked overtime yesterday, and our boss gave me the afternoon off today. I was just about to pack up my things and leave when I noticed a headline. It was that news story. It's still hanging on the bulletin board behind my desk at work. Even a faint picture of your partner from years ago is still there. In one corner of the story, I couldn't see the truth right under my nose. He's truly a monster, infiltrated into the monster's hunter's school, masquerading as a human. There's no mistake in their visions. The news story I did about you, I apologize for causing all this. You had to flee and hide with a sense of guilt, but I will make amends. I will publish this information immediately. Everyone will know that you didn't cause anyone's suicide and you can regain your reputation. Can you wait a day or two before publishing the news? Why? I might have found another clue related to another monster involved in this. I hope that by tomorrow I can bring you more new information. If you don't hear from me after tonight, you can go ahead and publish the news as you wish. Thank you for what you've told me. You're welcome. I hope you can forgive me. I just know that I will do my best to spread your story as far as I can. Thank you. I have a question. Of course. What's it like to be a monster hunter? How did you get into this path? I think I was influenced by a story I heard as a child. What story? Arendis and the Black Shaman. Do you know about it? Yes, I do. The villagers were experiencing a drought year, and I believe they needed to offer more children to the Dark Spirit. The village elder, too, is guiding the villagers to do the right thing. That's how you remember it, right? More or less. You're probably mistaken. Because it's contrary to popular belief, this isn't a story. It's an actual event that took place in the late 12th century in Central Asia. This is a region influenced by various nomadic tribes, khans, and political powers. The ruler of the south in Iran wants to expand his borders and seize important trade routes by launching a campaign to the north. However, some historians claim that behind this grand military campaign there was actually a love story. A princess who caught the ruler's attention was to marry a nomadic warrior named Arendis Khan, who roamed the steppes. The nomads were free-spirited and brave people. Their way of life, customs, and traditions are very different from both Iran and India. They engage in animal husbandry and sustain their lives by camping along trade routes. Hence, the ruler's interest in the princess is also seen as an event targeting the nomadic way of life, challenging the social norms of centralized kingdoms. Arendis Khan, thinking he couldn't resist the magnificent army of Iran's ruler, with his nearly 100 warriors, seeks refuge with the governor of Khorasan, known for his enmity towards the ruler. The governor, on the other hand, sees this chaos as an opportunity to acquire new allies in the north. The ruler besieged Khorasan for a full 12 years to defeat the governor. During the siege, the city faced hunger, epidemic diseases, and an internal strife, and the people eventually grew restless. In the events that followed, despite the governor's objections, the people killed the Rendez Khan and his soldiers, who had caused the war, and handed the princess over to the ruler. Thus the siege came to an end, and a new governor was appointed to Khorasan. I've never heard anything like this. I'm sure I remember the story differently. Your version doesn't even mention the name Black Shaman. That's perfectly normal because, as I said, what I'm telling you is not a story. The historical facts. The ruler of Iran's political and military move to capture the northern trade routes and impose new taxes on merchants. It's getting late. I have to go. I'll be waiting for the news from you. Please be careful. Thank you. She confirmed that my partner was a monster in human form. If I weren't so tense about tonight's plan, I would have reacted differently to this news. I have other priorities now. Not many people came and went today. Even the street is empty and the cat is gone. Quite strange. It's like everyone knows what's coming. All the fish is still here. You got that. You got that company. My shift is ending too. I should go outside and wait for nightfall. Did you bring a weapon with you? No. How do you plan to do this? To kill me? Didn't you think it would be difficult? After all, I'm a monster. I don't know. I admire your optimism. It's clear that something bad will happen to Daphne. I shouldn't leave this task to her. Even though I don't have combat experience, I'm more experienced in Mantra Hunter than she is. Daphne said she would call Owner to the location at 2 in the night. I need to act before her and make sure Owner comes here under some pretext. Oh, we're modifying the plan? I can't deny that I'm afraid of Owner. This won't be an easy battle. What was I thinking? I need more than just a fortune teller for a task like this. I've seen with my own eyes how even trained and skilled warriors struggle against monsters. Being here at this hour scares me. I feel like I'm committing a crime. Maybe I am. I hope we can get through this without any accidents. Get me hiding behind the counter like a scared cat. Is this how I'm gonna face the monster? I need to stand up. I have to face Owner head on. And before it's too late, I need to call Owner and tell him he urgently needs to come here. Oh no, this is it. Owner Bay wasn't supposed to arrive this early. He must have come for another reason. What difference does it make? Wasn't this what you wanted? To face Owner alone? My heart is racing. What should I do? Maybe if I reveal myself before it's too late, nothing bad will happen. I'll come up with an excuse. Nonsense. I'll easily give away my true intentions. Please, someone help. I need to make a decision, quick. Daphne is here. Darn it. She must have been waiting around here too. She probably saw the Owner arrived. I don't think I can stand up. Sorry, we're closed right now. Don't you recognize me? Here it comes. Oh no, I couldn't figure it out. Wait a minute. You're the woman who caused the scene here last week. You're finally starting to remember. Yes. You kept talking about looking for a monster. Yes, I finally found it. Why did you go through all this trouble then? If your goal was to find a monster, you could have easily found one elsewhere. I specifically looked for you. Why specifically me? Last year, a woman went missing around here, in the narrow alley right across from here. She was waiting for the hunters who were supposed to protect her. Yes, I know. What does this have to do with you? She was my friend. I came here to save her. How noble of you. Impressive. How do you know that something bad happened to your friend? Maybe she disappeared willingly. During the evenings I spent here, I managed to create some visions. I know that you were involved in my friend's disappearance. So you also have the gift of clairvoyance. You're from the Monster Hunter School, aren't you? No, I'm not. Right, I'm not surprised. There's talk that there's no such thing as monster hunters anymore. The school disbanded after the recent suicide incident. Of course, no one actually committed suicide or anything. It was just a cunning game played on the hunters who could have known it would have such an impact. Anyway, you're alone then. You decided to face me and you've come here so confidently. Did you bring a weapon with you? No. So, how do you plan to do it? To kill me? Haven't you considered that it might be difficult? After all, I'm a monster. I don't know. I admire your optimism. What happens now? How do you plan to attack me? I don't know. Don't play dumb. You can't be foolish enough not to have thought about this. You don't have anything you trust? Actually, last night I had one last vision. I saw that you would die in this place tonight. I saw all the details. Huh, what nonsense. I'm serious. Didn't you ask what I trust? I know you're going to die. I saw it. And with the help of my visions, I've prepared a flawless plan. That's why I'm not afraid at all. What plan? That's none of your concern. Say goodbye to your miserable life. Since you won't be able to get out of here, my life will remain as it is. You know what I dislike most about people like you? What is it? Your arrogant and conceited attitudes. Your insults, they give way to crying and begging in 10 minutes. And your breath stinks. Don't talk right in my face or I'm going to throw up. Another thing I dislike about people like you? I'm serious. Shut up already. You're giving me a headache. All right. You asked for it. No more talking. Oh, no. You see, that's the thing is, I think I am the plan that she saw. You haven't told me how you found me yet. If you really want to know, I'll tell you. You have the ugliest face I've ever seen in my life. I recognized you instantly. You're wasting your last words. Do you feel helpless? I should be the one asking you that. Yup. Wham. I remember now. What? The story. When I was a child, a man I met told me the story. I couldn't remember it for a while. Eris, is it the right time to tell a story now? Absolutely. The right time is now. So I'm telling it. The man I'm talking about used to come from one of the nearby nomadic villages of the city I lived in, occasionally. He had a frail and pale face, but he was remarkable. In one of the villages, they used to leave an offering for a mysterious visitor once or twice a year. The child to be sacrificed would be chosen from the weak or sick children of that village. If after sunset the weather unusually cooled down and the sky turned a sharp reddish color over the darkness, the villagers knew that the visitor would come that night. This visitor was a dark spirit that needed to be appeased according to their shamanistic traditions. Some called it the Black Shaman. Whenever the villagers saw the presence that came to take the sacrificed child in the village square, they would be horrified and paralyzed by this terrifying sight. This spirit embodied the convergence of divine substances and dark beams of light, had a pair of red eyes where its head should be, and just above them a pair of deer antlers. After a very harsh season, a year of famine and drought, where the animals were starving, the villagers witnessed an unusual event. Or usual evening. Because even though not much time had passed since the previous visit, they saw the sky turning red and the air getting colder. An offering was made, the same signs appeared again a month later. Another offering, the same signs again a week later. The village's elder sage, also a kind of shaman called the White Shaman, attributed this situation to the harshness of the season, the hunger of the animals, and the drought. He explained to the villagers that the visits of the Dark Shaman increased due to the heavier burden that he had to be endured. Endure, he said. These days will pass. The Great Spirit surely sends him for a reason. The village's guardian encouraged the villagers, saying, "This enemy at our doorstep is neither the first nor the last. We will fight if we have to protect our homes and lands, even at the cost of our lives. But let's be patient today," he said. A foreign merchant staying in the village also supported them, promising abundance and prosperity to the villagers. "Don't let the efforts you've put into your products, animals, and lands go to waste," he said. However, now there were no more sick or weak children left in the village to be sacrificed. Not even a healthy child to be sacrificed remained. The Dark Spirit continued his visits. A new sacrifice must be found immediately. As a last resort, the villagers persuade a 16 or 17-year-old boy named Arendez, who is orphaned and known for his vagabond ways. They tell him that the entire village has invested a lot in him and he needs to pay for his excesses. Night falls. Arendez starts waiting for the Black Shaman in the village square. It's not long before darkness falls, of course. The dark limbs of the creature wrap Arendez. The boy struggles, but in vain. This divine power isn't contained within a tangible structure that human hands can grasp, but the power itself can imprison a human body. God, indeed. Just as he is about to disappear, Arendez manages to grasp the horns on top of the spirit's head in desperation. The monster recoils, even trembles. The divine darkness begins to fade. As the redness of the sky vanishes, a warm breeze starts to blowing in the air. The village's wise elder throws himself into the village square and cries out to Arendez, "Don't do it." The Great Spirit must have a reason. Surrender yourself to the Dark Shaman. If you love us, do this, he says. Arendis tightens his grip on the horns. The village guardian, realizing that if the creature dies, the villagers might believe they no longer need him. He steps forward and pleads with Arendis. He even claims that this situation is one of Arendis' new excesses and warns that the village will suffer. Arendis climbs into the creature's back. The merchant's staying in the village, remembering the villagers who quickly sold their products for fear of the monster and doesn't want this to end. He pleads with Arendis. He claims that if he doesn't stop, it won't rain again, and drought will begin. Arendis has overcome the creature and is about to win the battle. The monster has weakened and shrunk in Arendis' hands. Realizing the village leaders were about to intervene in his final move, Arendis begins to speak. Look, he's not someone to be afraid of. He weakens when you catch his horns. Let us be rid of this demon forever, he shouts. No, shout the village elders. They start moving towards Arendis. Everyone is aware that rescuing the monster from his grip would mean the demon regaining its former power and taking Arendis away. However, except for the old man, the guardian, and the merchant, the other villagers are still silent. It is they who will decide the fate of the battle. They start thinking. The villagers love Arendis. In their eyes, Arendis is a youthful presence that injects vibrancy into the villagers' everyday existence, shattering the monotony of life. How can they forget his mischief and excesses? Who cares if he steals their fruits, starts a fire in their gardens, or lets the animals loose? What joy is there in life without Arendis' mischief? What is there left to talk about? How will they share the stories that will make them laugh uncontrollably with each other? Arendis' presence is a reminder to the villagers of a time when they were young and freer. They start to think that they don't want to sacrifice him. The villagers start to stir and take a step towards Arendis. When the village elders realize this, they pause for a moment. The village is now divided in two, like a knife. The faces of the people are turned toward each other, and it's clear who is on which side. The 2 steps of distance between them seems like kilometers. It's as if they have come from different worlds and don't speak each other's language. The gap between them isn't just about distance, it's also a difference in thoughts and feelings. Despite living in the same village, they have realized that they've been facing each other every second. Arendis and the villagers gathered around him are filled with hope that the darkness might disappear forever. As they stand side by side, a subtle blush graces their cheeks, their faces alive with excitement and their eyes shimmering with the dawn of newfound enthusiasm. This united stance started to emit warmth like flames, forming a circle around them. Their souls become part of this brave unity, and they connect to each other. The spirit, like a brilliant light, becomes a shining star that brings light to the dark streets of the village. This spirit begins to wander in every corner and street of the village. Every tree, every flower, every bird, and every insect in the village is aware of its presence. Right in front of them, there's only a handful of shadows consisting of the demon and its supporters. The old man, the merchant, and the guardian, representing all the old powers of the village, have entered into a holy alliance to exorcise this specter. What do you think? Did you like the story? Is it over already? It felt like the events were just beginning. It's really strange to end it here. I've never heard a story like this in my life. How do you feel? Strange? Turns out I've been facing a natural talented monster hunter from the very beginning. Enough already, I'm not used to so much praise. I've really underestimated you. Well, hopefully you'll pay more attention to what I say next time. Why did you say that? Haven't I been listening to you at all? Of course you haven't. What did you say then? I don't know. I said something. Okay, but what did you mean to convey? What a question. I said something, that's all. I offered a lot of suggestions and advice before our fight with the monster. Maybe. Did I not listen to you? You didn't. Come on, let's take a look at what you said. What does that mean? I'm asking if we could take a look at what you wanted to tell me together. How are we going to do that again? How are we going to do that? What are you up to again? Are you going to use your weird powers to take me back in time or something? I don't want to be part of any more fantastical events tonight. You don't need to go back in time to remember what you said. Do you have the comic books I gave you? Yes, they're all here. I've said it before. I tried to draw whatever I saw you in reality. Yes, I admit I tease you a bit from time to time. It's all in good fun, sorry. Some of them were quite funny. But some of the things you said during the time we spent together stuck in the back of my mind. If you carefully read the stories, you might notice your own sentences in some panels. Oh, yeah, that was obvious. Can I take the comic books? Sure. What are you gonna do? Why are you tearing the papers? Just wait a second. There. Done. Now let's read them one by one. Let's see if you've made as much noise as I do when I don't listen to you. I think you exaggerate the significance of your enemies. You should only trust your own ideas. I say one should be prepared. You don't want to act with doubt. One day when you get into trouble, I knew I would follow you. Aw. Aw, the end. That was intriguing. A short little story about perseverance, about a lot about guilt, and also about not judging a book by its cover either. It is interesting how it was all brought together at the end. Fun.